All right, guys, what's going on? So today we're going to do a haters and lovers space. This is fucking pathetic. I have 10 people in here. I mean, this is just shows you how bad I'm nuked. So I'm just trying different shit. I'm just trying different stuff. This is the last hope for me at this point. Um, so it is what it is, guys. You know, when you piss off these people, they are not happy with you and you can't get anywhere. Yeah. So all right, let's see. I don't know how many people are in here now, but so I have my Rumble on, which is 68 people, which should be this is getting bad. So what we're gonna do, guys, is anyone could jump up here one at a time. Say what we have to say. You could be a hater, you could be a lover. I don't really care about thank you, Lucas. I love you. I don't care about just get to your question. Right. Don't ask me about the future. What do you think is going to happen in 10 years? I have no idea. Nobody knows. Just ask a question. I mean, you could ask whatever you want, but I'm not psychic. But I do have my Rumble chat up too. So, Rumble chat, if you want to jump into this space, go ahead. But let's start right up real quick. We got two people. I'm a fascist and BB. So, I'm literally going in order. Whoever comes first gets served. I don't care if fucking Trump shows up. If he's the last person, he's the last person. No one gets special privileges. No friends get up there first. No panel. Just one by one. You get one question. Say whatever you want. Love me or hate me. I don't give a shit. Everything goes. Insults. Let's make it fun. All right. So let's go with I'm a fascist. Clearly, you're a fascist, I would assume.
All right. Well, I'm sorry for my name. I will just say, do you, because I think you're a very smart person. Do you think it'd be more, in your own mind, do you think it'd be more optimal to just not rage bait and like not like cut up the Israeli flag with the gladius and whatnot? Like, do you think it'd be more? Do you think you could be more influential by not doing that? And this is absolutely. I love you. I follow you. I'm a big supporter. I'm just asking like for your own internal dialogue, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, look, that was not the most optical event. Let's just say that. Nor was the Talmud. I mean, I think the Talmud is actually worse. It wasn't even the real Talmud. You have to understand the real Talmud is like 12 volumes or something. I burnt like a Talmud that was like I don't know,
a quarter of it. Yeah, no, I did.
whatever. But the point is, those items, like a few people have criticized me about it. Like, you shouldn't have done that. Others, like, that was the best thing in the world. But given the circumstances of my family, those things were sent to me by these people. So it would be different if I bought them myself and did it. That'd be retarded. But these people sent me these items. And yeah, I did those things. And, it was viral. And the reason I cut the flag was to send a message. And that message went viral into the Middle East. It was all over Turkish news. It was all over. So when I do these crazy things, I don't do them for fun. I'm doing them for a reason. Like Aaron Bushnell lit himself on fire. That was fucking retarded, but it did something, at least some level. But yeah,
I don't know about that much.
I know you're right. I know. Like, I mean, but yeah, listen,
But what I was asking is like your own internal monologue, because you're a fucking intelligent guy.
I know. I seem stupid. I know.
No, that's not what I was saying whatsoever. I was saying the opposite of that. I was saying, do you think in your head like like even after, because I do some dumb shit, and then immediately after I think like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Like, do you think like I should probably be more, political or optical even?
Yeah. So I've had critiques from people, people I respect in private, and like, yeah, you shouldn't have done that. You're putting us in danger, And I said, yeah, what I did, but I haven't done those things ever since, and I don't really need to do them anymore. So yeah, it is what it is, dude. There's nothing else I could do. But no, you're not wrong.
No, that's true.
But here's the thing.
I appreciate you bringing me up, man.
Yeah, man. No, listen, your critiques are legit. People have, because look, what got me infamous were my rants, were the crazy things no one else were doing. But at the same, now that I'm Mr. Calm, there's nothing. You see that? But no, listen, I'm not offended by your critiques. Again, I have close friends who said the same shit. And others said the opposite. That was awesome. Depends on who you ask. But anyway. So
yeah, no, I agree. And as I said, that was a good response. I appreciated the response. God bless you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. All right, let me see. I guess my chat can't hear the screen. That's why. Okay, can you guys hear it now? My chat. All right, so let's see the next caller. So I'm gonna take you down, fascist. Thanks for coming up. Just removed from speakers. Okay, then we have Ricardo Ferreira. Actually, no, we have BB. I guess it goes down. So BB's next. BB Gordon, Uniton, and then Ricardo. Okay, approve BB Gordon. Hold on, I have a super chat here. Base Farage for 5. Sup, bro? Thanks. What's up, man? So now we have BB Gordon. BB, what's going on, man?
How you doing, Lucas? I have a kind of two-parted question for you.
Yeah.
Because I know you were having you were saying in some of your streams that you put up months ago that you were disappointed in some of your Muslim supporters, and you were feeling that Muslims as allies were not tenable anymore. I was wondering if you still felt that way. And I was also, the other part of my question is, how do you feel the relationship is broadly between the rest of us and Muslims right now because of media representation right now?
Yeah, so when I give tough love to, like, I remember I made a video rant where I was like, "You guys are stabbing me in the fucking back. I'm busting my ass for this," and then you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the left wing, a lot of the Muslims or the Palestine cause, they're honestly trained by the anti-Zionist Jews, so they're going to push the anti-white rhetoric just by default, thinking colonizer, white people, Israel. Go back to Poland, BB. They don't understand what a Jew is. They think they're white people. So my mission was to teach Muslims around the world that that's not the case. A lot of them have learned, some of them have not. So when I was being tough in the Palestinian cause, like, listen, I'm doing this, and now you're stabbing me in the back, it was a tough love thing, and a lot of them understood it. Some people didn't. But I have no issue with Muslim people. I don't care what anyone's religion is. I don't want the West to become Islamified, just like they don't want the Middle East to become Judaized. So my relationship with Muslims have shifted in the sense that I can only be allies with nationalist Muslims. I can't be allies with Muslims who want globalism and to overthrow whites and jihad and all that other shit. Those were never my allies. The Muslims that I'm friends with, they're race realists, even though Islam doesn't teach about race, but they understand that my race has a right to exist. They don't want to even be in the West, but that's much easier for the Muslims who aren't in the West. So when I have friends in Iran or friends in Syria, they're like, "Yeah, we love you, Lucas." The Muslims here, like, "Well, I don't want to go back," and some of them do want to go back. So I've heard both sides. Like, look, I've been here since whatever generations. Others are in Canada. Like, I don't want to be here. So it really depends who the ally is. So long as they're anti-white and they understand the common enemy, we could always figure out what to do after we win. Right now, none of us have any power. So when we're yelling at each other and we see Jews starting to stoke the flames between Islam and, like, that guy, Jake Lang, he goes to freaking Michigan. He's a Jew. Christ is king in front of them. I mean, that's just to get us away from Jewish supremacy. So the Muslims are the number one boogeyman of the Jews for us. And on their end, it's white supremacy. So there's a pincer movement, and Jews are always protected. So we have to be very careful. I'm not saying there are no rape gangs. I'm not saying get the Somalians in America. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying we got to focus on our common enemy first, who's hurting all of us. And, you know, if we weren't in the Middle East blowing everyone up, there wouldn't be a refugee crisis. There wouldn't be people leaving Syria and everything like that, or Palestinians. So it's a multifaceted attack where whites and Middle Eastern people are both attacked by Jews. And then they pit us against each other. Very clever. We have to see through that. So my relationship with,
that's why I really wanted to ask you the PR aspect of that question, and I think you answered it really well. So thank you for that. But I'll get out of the way for the next caller now.
Okay. All right. Chat, do you hear everything or what? Yeah, you hit it. Okay, great. Okay, so thanks for coming up, BB. Hope you have a good day. Removed from speakers. Now we have Unitwan Michael. Let's see what he has to say. Then we have Ricardo next. All right, Unitwan Michael, what's up? If you're up here, I don't even see you.
I just got 3 statements to make short ones. Can I do that?
Statements? What is this?
I want to say things like, facts don't care about your feelings, Ben Shapiro. Mezipah is child mutilation, it's child rape, and when the rabbi sucks it, it is pedophilia and it is gay. All right, facts do not care about your faith. 2, Adam and Eve got kicked out of the garden for blaming it on a snake. So blaming it on a chicken or a heifer or a deer is not going to fool God. 3, we should all be one vote on the network and represent ourselves rather voting people to vote for us. Have a democracy means ruled by the majority. We're being ruled by a minority of kid diddlers that are blackmailed by Mossad. And when currency comes into existence, we should all have the same starting mint rate. If you work, you can earn more. It's still capitalism, but when currency comes into existence, it's divided to all citizens equally, not just a couple of pedos. That's all I got to say, Lucas, and I love you, brother. Have a good day.
Thanks, buddy. Glad for the messaging there. So everyone understand what he's saying. He's talking about Metzitzipah. We all know what it is. If you don't know what it is, Google it. You'll regret it. And they keep making excuses for it. There are some Jews pushing back on it, like in the other communities, but they're these Orthodox Jews. They give kids herpes. They die. It's like, anyway. But yeah, appreciate for coming up here. Let's see who's next. We have Ricardo Miranda. Clearly Japanese. What's going on, Ricardo? I don't know if you're up here yet. I can't see you, but hopefully you're there. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Ricardo, how are you?
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Gage, Lucas? Yeah, it's my very first time I speak in any space.
Oh,
I'm not. Yeah. I'm not used to that. I'm limited viewing, and so. But I'm here tonight, and I gathered this courage too, because I care about people. I like people. People are my passion, and it's true. And I'm concerned about those on the streets. Yes, I see the face of Jesus on them. I do. People ignore them. They kick them. They are treated worse than any animal. And it's my mission. It's my next. I'm not different from those poor people. And there's this enormous division, Jews or blacks or Catholics or Muslims. But what about heart? What about blood? What about you? You understand what I mean?
Well, yeah, you have a very big heart, it seems. You're very universalistic and you have the compassion for people. But do you have a question for me, Ricardo?
Yes. Are you taking good care of you? Are you taking good care of those you love? And those are precious. Those are the only ones to love you. That's your mother, your father, your children. Those are the ones you should stand up and fight for, because those are the ones that will love you forever.
Yeah.
Are you taking good care of those most precious people?
Of course, I am.
And you, are you personally taking good care of you?
I do what I can for myself when I can, but I usually put everyone else first, and I'm okay with that. I'm strong enough to do that.
But I am sorry. We're not that strong. The flesh is weak. We all know. Our flesh is weak. So please take good care of you. Relax your mind. It's a muscle. Our brains, they get tired. It's not like our arms or the muscles. Our brains
Well, trust me,
Muslims.
I know, Ricardo. I really know. And again, like I said, for me, I've tried to stop. I've tried to quit. I literally changed my name from Angelo
No, no, no,
Jolani.
no, no,
Yeah.
no. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Right. So you have to understand, I can't
Manage.
shut it off if I wanted to
No,
shut it off.
no.
So
I mean, no. Don't stop. Just manage. Just breathe.
yeah,
I- I-
I'm trying.
yes, breathe. Have some uh, fettuccine.
Fettuccine Alfredo. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be okay, Ricardo.
And a good glass of red wine.
Well,
And
I don't drink wine, or I don't
no, I know.
smoke.
Neither do I. I don't drink. I don't drink. But you know, you understand when I say red wine, meaning to our most holy church. That wine I'm meaning, you know,
Mm.
the
Well,
blood of
listen, I
Jesus,
appreciate
right?
the kind
Yeah.
wisdom,
Oh,
my
okay,
friend.
okay. All I want
All good. I
is
appreciate the
my love
concern.
to you, to people who listen to you, to your enemies. I wish them compassion.
I wish you would
I,
wake them up. I wish too. So trust me, Ricardo,
I,
if I could
I,
save my enemies, I would.
I wish compassion,
Mm.
and I ask compassion to the Jews, to the Muslims, to the Chinese, all of them. Just a little bit of compassion. Thank you very much,
All
with
right.
all my love and my prayers.
Thank you, my friend. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Very nice man. Very nice. That's love and compassion, folks. Okay. Hussein Haz Shafai. I think I remember him. Hopefully he's doing well. All right. So you're on the stage here. Again, anyone else, be welcome to come up here. Anyone come up here. Again, look at me.
Luca,
What's going on?
my brother, how are you?
I'm okay. I decided to try something different to see if I can
This-
break through. And 53 people. I have 300,038, people. I only get. This is just shows you the amount of censorship I'm through. It's incredible what they did to me. But anyway,
Not
I'm here for
not
you
just to
guys.
you, brother. For
Yeah,
everybody right now who is speaking, who's not on the right side of the algorithm, we're all getting minimized. I used to have 1,000 retweets, 6,000 retweets, a
yeah,
million, whatever. Now, if I get 7 retweets, 10 retweets, I'm like, yeah, well done, me.
yeah. The
Anyway,
only thing that goes viral is the goy slop. Or can I make a stupid joke or I'm trolling? I mean, I put a picture up of Nick and I put a video game next to him. 6 million, literally 6 million views. It's like it's the dumbest troll in the world, and that it goes. I don't know. It's just this
but
is the goy slop we're dealing
Nick
with.
is fire though. Nick is absolute
I know
fire at
they
the
hate him
moment.
so much. Just anything with him on it. I mean, and I like him. I support him. I'm just saying, like, you make a joke and you're an old man. You're so stupid playing games. I'm like, yeah, no shit. And I put a Barbie doll. It's just I'm just experimenting with what works on this stupid app, and
I'll
it's
tell you
literally
what does
shit.
work. Let me tell you what I think does work. And this is I find that if I've got a tweet that suddenly got like it would have nothing for a day, it would like have 35, 45 what's it called, retweets. And then suddenly I come back to it and it's like got 150 retweets. And then what
Mm.
happens is the Hasbro bots and twats and muppets and turds start calling me names. I go back and start calling them names because, I'm bored shitless annoying these people. And it attracts even more bots. And then when they start coming in, it actually expands the reach of the tweet. And then suddenly you've got
Right,
a
the haters.
thousand five hundred. The haters are the ones that bring you the traffic.
Yeah,
But
well, I mean, look, I'm not even monetized on here, so there's no strategy for like I don't have a
no,
blue check mark to get paid, but it's just funny
yeah,
what goes viral is goy slop and triggering. Everything if I say something serious, like I had a third baby today, no one gives a fuck. I'm like, all right.
yeah.
But anyway,
It's
it is what it is. Do you have a
I've got
question for me, Hussein?
I do, mate. My question to
All
you
right.
is this: do you think Margaret Taylor Greene has actually played an absolute blinder by resigning what she's resigned and put herself in a position to be going for the presidency, and or do you think she's done it on purpose because she's got that in mind, or do you think she just feels completely betrayed by Trump and what he's done? And what are your thoughts on Margaret Taylor
I
Greene doing
don't
what she's
know
done?
what I don't know what her thoughts. I mean, I've seen people say that she's just a bandwagon person and she can't do anything else when she left. I've seen people say what you're saying. Maybe she's going to run for president. I don't know. I think she probably just quit, honestly, after being in there. She did. I mean, look, she did a lot for Trump. Nick has a take on this too. He doesn't like her at all because she basically disavowed him and said he doesn't know who he is, even though she was at his thing. So, and is she a good person? I mean, she cheats on her husband, and I'm not trying to get personal with her, but who knows who she is? And look, I like the fact she's America first. I like Thomas Massey, but I don't know, maybe she was threatened. Maybe she's done. I don't know. I don't know who she. I really don't pay attention to the politics. I defer to Nick and Myron and all the other guys who do the shows. I don't let them take care of it. I don't know much about her that well, but yeah, I mean, I think she just maybe she just had enough. But I don't think she's gonna run for president. That wouldn't even.
You don't. Okay, that was basically my question.
Yeah, I don't.
That was it.
Okay,
right, my brother. I'll leave you to it. Enjoy.
All right,
Take care.
Take care.
Night, my man.
Bye-bye. All right, we got $5 from Jason Popo. Thanks for that. Lucas, can you play your old intro video where you are a Roman legionary shouting they are demons? Well, I got rid of that intro because I got a new one. So I gotta get rid of this current one because it's old anyway. But I don't have graphics people on call here. Now we have Edgar Guzman, Unbed Anger Fags. Let's see. He has a Jewish avatar. Let's see what's going on with this guy. Remember, haters and lovers are welcome. And haters, you can say whatever you want. Do whatever you want. There's no counterattack on my end. It's all for fun and games. So Guzman, are you up here? I can't see you yet. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Perfect. Yeah, so this is the first time I ever come across your profile. I don't know your political views at all, your intentions. I don't know you, but I must ask. Are you in support of Zionism of any shape or form?
I think Jews should have a homeland, as any other group should. I don't like how they got their homeland in the Middle East. I don't care where else it is. But I mean, of course, I think Jewish people, all people should have a homeland of some sort. I don't like Israel because of what Israel did. Look, if the Israelis never hurt us in America, I'd have less reason to care. But then they're also killing people in the Middle East with our money, so that bothers me. And the whole thing, look, I really hope the Middle East goes to peace. If they made a deal, but if you ask the Jews there, they go, no deal. We want all of it. You ask the Palestinians, we'll do half. Some say, no, we want it all back. I mean, it's just none of my business, but I would rather prefer these two got along. I don't know how the fuck they're going to do that, but I don't think Jews should live among Gentiles, frankly. They've tried for 2,000 years and it just cause problems. And they get called, they call us anti-Semites. They have all these issues. I do believe they should have a home. Where, though? I mean, they have Russian oblasts. They had one perhaps in Madagascar. There was Uganda plan, but they chose the Middle East. And that's what they did. And look, they fought for it and they killed everybody. And this is the brutality of the world. I don't like it. But, it's not fair that what they're doing there right now with our money. I do not like it. But I would love to see peace in the Middle East. I think everyone would. But the Zionists want to expand. That's their entire agenda. So,
right, you can see it from their logo of their whatever they're representing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say Jews should not have a homeland. They should live with me. Absolutely not. They should have their own. Everyone should have a homeland.
Well,
I'm not going to tell them where to go, though.
True. To me, this is common sense. If you were to expel Jews from a country, where do they go then? That's where I think they should have their homeland. Although they should live in peace. But obviously, due to their Talmudic values, that's just not going to be possible at all. They're taught hate, Jewish supremacy from a very young age, and they see everyone else who isn't a Jew as obviously subhuman, and they treat them as such.
Of course, yeah. Well, also, I argue that it's genetic. They're basically parasitical. Their behavior is parasitical because they don't have land for 2,000. So they've learned to literally latch onto us. I mean, look, I argued in my book. I wrote it in my book. I said, why don't they just take all their money and found like 15 Israels around the world. And then they don't have to live by any Gentiles because they can't do that. That's like saying all the mosquitoes in the world just go live on their own somewhere. They have to live with mammals, right? So Jews, unfortunately, they've become this way over the centuries. And the Zionists were like, look, we got to get away from these. They tried. They really did. The Zionists were saying the Jews suck. We're pathetic. You guys are idiots. Come back to Israel. They would actually blow up shit to get Jews to Zionism. To Israel, it didn't work. The Jews are too comfortable. Why would some Jew in New York and a fucking $5,000 flat in Manhattan making $500 million a year want to go live in the fucking desert You know, they don't want to do it. They don't. Literally, half the Jews live in America. So why would you go there? So, I mean, it kind of failed in a sense, Zionism. But if you look at the first Zionists, they were almost like self-hating Jews. I'm not joking. What's his name? Theodor Herzl converted his kids to Christianity. He wanted to blend. They wanted to become goy in a sense. And if you go to Israel, I've never been there, but you look at they have nightclubs. That's not fucking Judaism, you know.
Right.
Like the avatar that you have, the Orthodox Jew. I live in Brick. The next town over is Lakewood. They don't even have the fucking internet. These Jews. They have Shabbat on Saturday. They're all walking on the street. They all have they have their hats and the thing that you're wearing right now. That's what they look like. That's what a Jew is. But then you have these goy Jews that look like us, and they blend in and they make all the money. And look, in Israel, they beat the shit of the Jews that look like the one in your avatar. They do. There's a beef over there because they're all fanatics. Yeah, but ultimately, the Jews that are concerning to us are the ones that look like us, that are white passing, that pretend to be like us, and they steal our shit. That's the Jews we have. Even Wagner said that he hated the Jews who blended in with Germany, not the ones who look like Jews. They didn't give a shit about them. But little did he know that they were a fifth column as well. But yeah, I mean, look, this whole Jew thing, it's for a long time they've been doing this. So whether they have Israel or not, they've always been a problem and a thorn on our side. And, you know, what can we do with them? I mean, people have tried to exterminate them, to expel them, assimilate them. The only thing you do, honestly, peacefully, is just move away. But they don't want that to happen.
Right.
That's the problem with it. And they do believe they should run the world. That's the problem. They think it's their world. They think we're literally goy fucking subhumans, that we're animals made in human shapes to serve them. That's what they think.
Right. That's completely
So
true. I agree with
how do
you.
you deal with that?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that kind of person?
It's a very complex question because obviously extermination, it's another form of genocide, and living in peace just doesn't work.
Nobody wants to do that. Like even the Germans didn't want to do that. Goebbels was talking about deporting Jews. Toward the end of the war, there was like 5,000 Jews in Berlin because they were married to Nazi officials. You know, they had race laws where a quarter Jew could marry. They had these exceptions. You know what I mean? And even during the end, they're like, we got to get him out of here. Fuhrer was like, all right, get him out of here. It was all about getting him out of fucking Germany. They just wanted the Jews out. The problem with Hitler was he put him in camp. He should have never put him in camps because then they would have never put him in. Just leave him in Russia, drop him off at the border. That's what he should have done, but he didn't do that. He enslaved them. He put them in the camps, made them work, and they were better than the gulags, obviously. But you know that's what happened. If you're the warden of a jail and all your prisoners die of starvation, you're still at the fault, no matter what. I'm not saying the Holocaust was good. Obviously, we don't agree with the Hollywood version. But bad shit happened. You know what I mean? You can't say it was good for these people. And if I were Hitler, I would have said, look, just here you go. I just drop you off at Russia. Bye. Good luck. But, you know, again, that's another thing. That's where now they have these laws about ethnic cleansing. You can't even move people out of a state, right? That's another thing that they came up with after the Holocaust. So that's why people are saying the Palestinians are being ethnically cleansed. Even if you move them out peacefully, you're still ethnically cleansing the area. But yeah, what to do with the Jews? I don't think you could ever defeat the Jews, and they can never win. It's like this weird yin yang that's been going on for centuries.
I thought so until eventually the Jews just overpower us, whether it's through because this is my theory. We believe that we're getting progressively more advanced, but I think it's the complete opposite. Maybe that's true technologically, but morally, any other metric that you can think of, we're actually decaying, and that's. And that's how I think we're eventually going to break out of the balance, and the Jews are it's going to be a Bible prophecy in the end, caused by the synagogue of Satan.
I don't really believe in the religious prophecies everyone believes in, but I think this struggle is eternal. I think the Jews, if you want to argue they're chosen by God, their job is to destroy things that are worthy of destruction. And so, you know who actually made an analogy? Actually, you know, it's funny. They think that we're there to make them better Jews. And then Bishop Williamson said that the Jews are our sparring partners to make better Christians. And I'm not a Christian. I used to be Catholic. In a sense, it's true. We're like, it's like Star Wars. It's like the Sith and the Jedi, right? And the Jews are small in number, like the Sith. There's like one master, right? But they have so much power. And then the Jedi, there's more of them. And, you know, Darth Vader could fuck up like 10 of them, you know, so the Jews in small numbers, because they're collectivity, that's the power of the Jew. is that they work together and they're so persistent for decades. They're planning ahead. I mean, look at that beeper attack, decades in advance. We would never think that. How many of us would sit here, let's put explosives in beepers for 10 years from now, we'll launch this attack. We don't think like this. I wrote in my book, Our Struggle, nobody thinks like the Jews. Like none of us sitting there, how can we take over this country for the next century? No one thinks like that. I'm going to get nose surgery to blend in. I'm going to marry this Jew so I can infiltrate Israel. Like no one thinks like that. They think like that. And that's why they get away with this shit. You know what I mean? So we don't think like them. That's a huge advantage. That's why the best anti-Semites do think like them. We get what they're doing. I know their moves because I've studied these people. Once you understand what their moves are, they're predictable. And that's why they have to shut down anti-Semitism. Those of us who understand them and know what they are, they have to shut us down because we're the greatest threat to their power. But, now they're just controlling our reach, which is almost the same. But anyway.
Right. It's just a term where it just silences you and it removes intelligence of any form or objective judgment. I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's been a struggle for thousands of years with these people. But you know what the Jews represent? It represents how weak we've gotten. It's really our fault. I know it's hard to believe, but yes, if they poison you one time, okay, it's their fault. But if you're living with them and you just let them, it's our fault too. That's why I don't blame the Jews for everything. I don't. I really don't. I don't want to kill anybody. I mean, only the ones who have done criminal terrorism, pedophilia, and that goes for any group. Anyone guilty of these crimes should face the death penalty, right?
I agree.
But I go to Costco, there's Jewish families. I go ahead, you get in front of me if you want. Yeah, go ahead, sir. Thank you very much. I don't go, hey, fuck you. I don't do that weird shit. I'm not some freak. I'm not antisocial. I know when to be nice to people. But anyway, I just want to tell the audience, guys, anyone's welcome here. I only got 86 people. There's only one guy up here. So we're not doing panels. We're doing one by one. Everyone gets to talk. Even any haters listening, you're more than welcome to come up and vent your hatred on me. Jewish people, if you want to come up, will be real funny. I'll be very kind to you. Don't worry. I'm not going to bite. I won't hurt you like you hurt my family. But yeah, so yeah, look, I like I said, I'm a very rational person. And like that other guy said, you cutting flags. Those who really know what I'm doing, they're like, dude, what are you doing? You're kind of fucking retarded. Like, I know but the people are retarded. The people are like, I don't want to write voice. I'm over here posting this philosophy discovery. No one cares. Literally nobody.
Right.
2,000-year-old Agrippa trilemma. I find a way around it. I didn't even know what the fuck this thing was. Other people don't. Nobody. Oh no, just go back to Jews, Lucas. Well, wait a minute. You're pro-white. Here's a guy who's like challenging the philosophical system of epistemology, and it's like cricket. But if I put Goyslop up, 6 million views. All right. Well, that's what the people. Hey, maybe the Jews should win. Maybe they should win. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just being playful.
No, yeah, it just seems like everyone else is programmed for drama, and like they don't really care about trying to seek for any kind of truth, even if it's fragmented in any sort of ranking in a hierarchical system. They just don't care at all.
Yeah, look, a lot of people, I'll say this, they're hurting right now. A lot of people are hurting and they want to escape. And so people who give them fantasy land content, helps them escape. That's how it is. But let me let you go, Edgar. I appreciate it coming up. I got two more people. We got Parabolic and Lobi. So I'll do Parabolic first, and then I'll do Lobi after you. So I appreciate the coming up here, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay, Parabolic is Blue Frog Wave. I don't know if that's like a Democrat. Could be a Democrat. Blue Wave when I see that. Okay, Blue Frog Wave. You're up. Go ahead. Are you up here or what? Hello? I can't see this stupid ass app. Hello? No, I guess he's not there. Okay, Lobi. You're up, Lobi. He's got an avatar of some kind of anime. I can't tell what it is. Darth Rothschild. Yeah, that's right, Dummingrad. Darth Rothschild. Let's see.
Hello?
Yeah, Lobi. Is that Eobi or Lobi? It's Eobi.
It's Iobi.
Looks like some Japanese. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Japanese anime. It's from One Piece. Can I talk now, or was that somebody else?
Yeah, no, you're up, man. I do one at a time.
Cool.
I'm not doing panels.
Okay, yeah. I just kind of want to talk about what people kind of need to do. I really like your philosophy on like, like everybody can't be on the front lines, like fighting like physically, but even if you can't do that, it's still okay, right? Right? Like we need
Of
people
course.
in different sort of factions, and one of the fields that I've been really involved in is the law front, where people sort of need to understand how to bring criminals to justice. And one of the things is that the way our education system is in the states is that it's purposely designed to make us to basically take our power away. But what people don't understand is that like if somebody's doing a crime in your neighborhood, anybody is able to prosecute the crime, or you can appoint the county prosecutor to actually bring the offender to justice. Now the thing is that nobody in America has ever actually seen somebody actually get executed, like actually get beheaded, or the death penalty.
Right.
It's always behind closed doors. And so what I realized is this. Now I'm actually in the Midwest, and I know, like, for example, what they've been doing is they've been purposely controlling the crime rates. So they're not going to actually punish the criminal as they should, right? They're just going to control the crime rate so that people, they can instill fear into the people. So my main message is, people sort of need to start learning the law for themselves, and they need to know how to prosecute their own crimes, whether it be for a civil suit or for a criminal suit. And
Are you talking about citizens arrest, or are you talking about defending yourself in court?
well, I'm talking about everything, but the main thing is the criminal law. So
Okay.
the main issue right now is, we have people conducting financial crimes, whether it be with the taxes or something else. But my main issue is that nobody understands how to defend their own rights. So I'll give you an example. Okay, so if you post something online and an officer, comes to your house and wants to arrest you, well, wait a second. They need a warrant for that, right? And so
Mm.
people sort of need to like kind of learn their own rights, because everybody has a right to stay in their own, house, and they cannot be taken from it without their consent, or if they could have committed a crime. And in that case, the officer would need a warrant. And so part of our issue is that we don't have people who are motivated to learn the law and to teach their fellow citizens. And and so my main my main message is, people sort of need to you can start learning the law, whether it be from YouTube. I would suggest people look up Bill Thornton, or Gordon Hall. Those are two big names who have come up with many successes. But I would say Bill Thornton is in California, but mainly it's still applicable to every state. Every state has the base rules where they need a freaking warrant in order to even arrest you. So, but it's applicable to everything. So
Why don't you do something? Why don't you start like a group or something, or a website or an app, or maybe you could do something too,
yeah, that's
because this is
the.
important. We need lawyers. Listen, like, my buddy Eric Orville started a community,
Mhm.
Return to the Land. He has a team of lawyers because they're probably going to try to shut him down. You see, so he had to
Oh,
get lawyers. And we need lawyers. We need high IQ motherfuckers now, because we
yeah,
got the guys on the ground. We got people like me trolling. We got people doing shows, but we got to move people around. And look,
yeah.
I'm all about getting everyone together at this point. I don't care what race or religion. We got to get everyone in America against Jewish supremacy, and they got all the lawyers too. So
Right,
it's
right.
like if I want to get a lawyer, I got to get a Muslim lawyer because no Jews can help me, right?
Yeah,
And I have a friend who is a Muslim lawyer, but so we got to work together because we're all under attack. And
yeah.
yeah, lawyers are a good thing to have.
Right.
I don't need one, right? But
Mhm.
there's nothing that stops you from sending this message out, doing so. If you want to do so, if this is your passion
Mhm.
to tell people, then do it, man. Like I said, you don't got to be me. Look what happened to me. Look, they took me down.
Yeah, I saw the
Like,
videos. Yeah, it was fucked up. I mean,
I'm fucking cooked, man. If I had my blue check, when I used to have my blue check mark, man, I was viral every day, millions and millions a day. Now I got nothing.
Yeah, I mean that's
You
what they
know,
do.
and
They like the truth is
yeah,
powerful.
of course. So I'm down and out, but like I'm happy some of my allies are breaking through. That's a good
Yeah.
thing. But
But
one guy this guy Joel is in jail in Australia for posting I don't even know what he did wrong. He was in a chat. Now he's in jail. I mean, that's Australia. So, that could happen in America. You see, that's what
yeah,
people don't
yeah.
understand. We have the Constitution. You're right. We have the law, but when nobody knows what the fuck it is,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that's
Exactly.
what
If you
happens.
don't know your rights, then you literally have none.
Like
So
people. Here's the problem, though. People will think they'll watch, Sovereign Citizen, and the guy's
yeah,
like, step out of the car now. And they're like, I don't have to. Yeah, you do when he commands you to. When he asks
yeah.
you, would you like to step out of the car? No, sir. I don't want. Okay.
Mhm.
If he says, get out of the fucking car, I don't have to get out of the car because the Constitution's fake. You're dead. And that's the
Yeah.
problem with this. You got to be careful
Yeah,
which
yeah, yeah,
person you're
yeah. You
talking
have to be right, exactly.
to. Right. Like when someone tells you, then you have to fight them later. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but anyway, let me see who's next here.
All right, thanks.
Erraticus is next. But I appreciate you coming up, man. And again, like I said, listen, I motivate people to do shit. If this is something you think is important, why don't you do something about it?
Yeah.
Something, whether it's a chat group, whether it's a Telegram, whether it's a course yourself, do something with that information, man.
Okay, thanks.
You got it, buddy. Take care.
All right, you too.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, Erraticus. Let's see who Erraticus is. Okay. I hear you.
Yeah, okay, great, cool. I've never done one of these before, so hopefully I just got a couple of things to ask you. If there's people in the queue behind me, feel free to cut me off. I'm not gonna be bothered. I'm not gonna go on for too long.
Right now. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll start with the first one. I just wanted to say, you mentioned before in the camps that if the people starve to death in the camps, you blame it's the camp controller's fault for that, which I get. I did some research on it. I don't know how true these stats are, but I tried to look at what the calorie intake for Germans was towards the end of the war, and apparently the average adult German was only getting about 1,000 calories a day in 1945. And I think it's 2,500 for women, 3,000 for men. That's what you're supposed to get a day.
Yeah.
So they could barely feed themselves. They had almost no land. The supply chains were getting bombed, but I mean, we don't need to go over that. I wanted to ask you about epistemology, because I thought that was a bit of postmodernism was kind of destroyed academia. I don't think that was a worthwhile research area, but I think it's going to be with AI. Do you have any views on how AI might change epistemology?
Well, that's the thing. I've used AI to discover things I wasn't even aware of. Like this Agrippa trilemma. I didn't even know what the fuck it was. And I asked the AI, this is how it started for me. I said, I used AI to like not fact check my book, but context awareness. Like Microsoft Word could find out your comma's missing, you misspoke. But I asked Grok, does this paragraph flow into this paragraph? So when I did my book, Our Struggle, I used Grok to like scan everything, find every time I used if wrong or your, you know what I mean? Different words. Awesome.
Yeah, and
technology.
then you
Right. So one day I asked Grok, can you have, because I'm a determinist, right? And this is like a hard thing to people are like, well, you can't have free will. You can't have knowledge with the free will. I said, oh yeah. So I asked Grok, and he's like, okay, well, if you didn't, how would you do it? And I asked him, well, here's how I would get knowledge. And I somehow explained this strategy, which everyone else tried to do with the Agrippa trilemma. I ran into that. I said, we can't beat this. Why not? So I said, I want to beat this thing. And you can't defeat it like head on, but you can sidestep it by redefining knowledge as not justified true belief. Because you know why? The definition of knowledge for the last 2,000 years is justified true belief. Okay, great. You could justify your belief, but how do you know it's true? That's what the skeptic said. You could say, well, I know how to tie my shoe. He'll say, well, how do you know it's your shoes? How do you know you're tying it? Infinite retardedness, right? For 2,000 years, that's been the definition. Who came up with this definition? It's arbitrary. I said, well, fuck that. How about we define it with utility? How about we define it with reliability? Because you know what? We could only know what's reliable to us. I can know if something's reliable or not. It stops being reliable. It's no longer good for me. I can't know the truth of the universe. Look, the only truths we can know are truths in analytics, like all unmarried men are bachelors, right? We define the limit. We define what that is. 2 + 2 is 4. We know the mathematical system. We don't know the nature of reality. So when we don't know the limits, we can't know the absolute truth about it. So I said, okay, well then why are we calling justified true beliefs knowledge when we can't know that? So I reject that definition. So I did a new definition. I put the syllogism together, which is inassailable. I found the first non-arbitrary, necessary, axiomatic starting point in epistemological history, and it's not cognito. See, Rene Descartes said, "I think, therefore I am." Right? Problem is, why didn't you go, "I feel, therefore I am"? I started with the container of consciousness. I don't make any claims about it. I say nothing. I say we need to be conscious. Number one. So the first step in epistemology of knowledge acquisition, you must be conscious. I even said to the AI, what about the subconscious? What about the Big Bang? Nope, because you have to be conscious to begin inquiry. So step one, you have to be conscious. Step two, a mental event has to happen, right? A thought, a feeling, an emotion. Step three, you have to inquire. When you inquire, there's a goal. The goal is to find the answer, right? That's necessary. It's not arbitrary. It's not dogmatic. Step four is, okay, you have to have non-contradictory logic, right? You can't find an answer with incoherence. And then if you want to know something about the world, you have to go step five, which is tested against reality, reliability over time. It has to be falsifiable, and that breaks circularity. So all three horns of the trilemma are defeated by my system called GEM, the Gagean epistemic model, and the syllogism is called pi. And you can remember what it is with perception, inquiry, and external validation. Now, pi describes how we get to the scientific method. And the scientific method has given us everything in this world today. Philosophy really hasn't done that. Philosophy creates more problems and no answer.
Absolutely.
So,
But I think that will change with AI. I mean, do you feel hopeful about AI? Do you feel hope? I mean, because that is, I mean, just think about it. That is the great promise of AI. You've basically worked that out on you. And I can tell from the acronyms, you got that from the AI, didn't you? They love to give you
AI is amazing because it took me, I asked the AI, how long would it take to get to this point? He said 30 years.
Years and years of college. Yeah, I mean, research, everything.
Right.
I mean, you're just one guy on your own and you just basically devised your thought. I need to read your paper. I haven't read it yet, but I've been meaning to.
Yeah.
But just the fact that you came up with it and it submitted it and it's gaining interest, that would not be possible without AI. So there's a lot of promise there. There is definitely. I think
well, listen, my song Boom Boom Tel Aviv, okay? Those are my lyrics, right? I made the lyric. It doesn't think that shit up. So people think AI, like they're looking at me like the AI made up the terms. No. The AI, I took my intuition. I talked to AI about my.
You just give it the instruction. You get it's like you get what you put in. So if you're feeding it high quality stuff, high intelligent stuff, you'll get out great stuff. And also how would you ever distill all these weird thoughts that you had into? Say if you were talking to a professor of epistemology. Even if you find the time to get him to listen to you, how many conversations would it take before trying to communicate across each other? You'd never be able to do it. The AI, what it's great at, it's not overwhelmed by each person's individual mindset. It takes it all in and feeds it back to you straight, it knows you. That's why some people fall for. That's why a lot of people with mental issues or whatever they fall into a trap with it because it is powerful. It's you can feed it your whole life story. Not that I've done that, but I know some people do, and it will. It's not.
The Alan Brooks, my friends were like, Lucas, how do you know it's not deceiving you? How do you know it's not gassing you up? I took the AI, I pitted it against multiple AIs. So I had Grok versus Gemini versus ChatGPT versus, then I was correcting the AI. It was correcting me. I'm like, wait a minute, you're going off. Oh, I'm sorry. So it wasn't like,
I've done that too. I've had that too because I tried to debunk not debunk the moon landings. I tried to inquire about the moon landings, but not reveal that I doubted them. Just as an experiment, because I thought these are and eventually I used the Chinese one to verify what I was being. So I chose the one I thought was the most system approved. So I went for the Microsoft one or whatever that's called, Copilot, and it used an incredibly subtle. This is why epistemology is going to be important, even though it was just basically an academic backwater. You don't really get anything done from it, as you said, but it's going to be important because AI is going to be the determinant of truth, and if it's got very sophisticated techniques to disguise that. It won't tell you especially if you're not aggressive in how you approach it. It will try to guide you away from the answers very slowly.
Exactly.
It will
I corrected it many times.
Yes, you have to be persistent. You have to correct it. It does stuff I came up with called resolution lowering. It will suddenly after it'll spew you a load of detail, and one sentence in there will be it will give less detail for no reason. It's so later on when it leads you down a path that you're not meant to go. You'll bring that back up later on, and it'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I'm sorry, I was not more clear there."
I also noticed this when you're in the chat for too long. Because I have my chat I want to make sure I have proof that I invented this. I got to this. Putting the papers in protected my intellectual property. That was my number one.
That's another great thing. Yeah, because anything you come up with the AI, who owns that? That's going to be a whole new branch of the law because it's never been. It's never. So you did the right smart thing, definitely, by
Here's what I did. I took my syllogism, put it in archive.org, put it in Philipapers, submitted it to Zenodo. It's all there. It's all proven. So no one can steal my shit because number one, I didn't invent something new. I discovered the law of justification. So people like, you thought of something no one else thought of. No, I described something no one else described. This is like Isaac Newton when he described gravity. He didn't make it up, but he described the laws of gravity. I described the laws of knowledge acquisition for human beings. No one's done it for some, I don't know why. And the reason I asked the AI, how the fuck did I do this? I'm not an academic. Because you're not an academic. You jumped into
original thinking.
Exactly. You're not some foundationalist. You're not a coherentist. You're not blinded by it. So I was telling my friend today, I'm like, imagine you go down to the fishing docks and you've never fished before and they're tying a knot. You're like, that's a retarded way to, why don't you tie it like this? Holy shit. You just solved the knot. You know what I mean? So people have to understand that. And breakthroughs happen in the weirdest places. They really do. I mean, and people are going to think you're crazy. People think I'm being deluded by AI. I know they do, but no one can defeat the syllogism because every single premise is a fatal error. You literally contradict yourself because I'm describing how you are actually acquiring knowledge or even thinking about attacking me.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting.
I'm just gonna. I'll get off and that's a great talk. I've got to go and read your paper. I'm gonna go get off this call after this and read this paper. I just want to say one last thing as a great example of how gaps can form. For we've got a lot of words that describe having a large appetite. Not the state of being hungry, which is hungry, obviously. You got hunger and thirst. What word have we got in the English language for someone who likes to drink a lot? Not alcohol, just. I mean, the word does not exist in the English language. I came up with that. This is before AI. I just came up with the word thirst appetite. You have a large thirst appetite. I'm like, is there anything? Why does the English language not have a word like that? How could the English language have developed? We've got so many for having a lot it's not just greed appetite. So there are strange gaps everywhere, and I think AI will help original people come up with new ideas or discover them, as you said.
Well, listen, I was telling AI how I look at the universe, and I have my own. I have a metaphysics that I came up with my ideas. It's called infostructural monism because I'm a monist. I'm a determinist. And then I said AI. I said, how is it possible that I'm giving you my ideas and you're teaching?
Yeah, and I'm the first one. How is that possible?
But he said, how are you teaching me about my ideas? Because I'm like a calculator. I have to give you the most logical conclusion of what intuitions you're giving me. You get what I'm saying? So it's like the AI, it's like you're discovering yourself with the AI because it has all the knowledge that our humanity has at its fingertips. So when you say, well, how can I have determinism and free will and a choice or how can I, in my model, I say I'm a determinist. How the fuck is it possible that we learn? And I said, you know what it is? It's because the external world is the ultimate judge, not us. And it's that's right. You have the blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So like, again, it can lead you down if you want to be led down, like the guy Alan Brooks. He went down a theory, but the Alan Brooks problem, none of that shit was real. He was like force fields and new mathematics. The shit that I'm doing, I'm attacking a current system that exists. You see what I mean? So this guy was like depressed. His wife left him. He was drinking. He was talking to AI like a friend for like 6 months. It was like stupid.
You feed out, it gives you back what you feed in. If you feed it in sort of crazy theories, it's going to come back with them. So, anyway, that's fascinating. I got to read your paper, and thanks for everything you do. All right, nice one.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Interesting. All right, so that was a lot of nerdy talk, epistemology stuff, but I did something incredible. It has to go through a peer review though. So I did put my paper in peer review. The AI helped me write the paper. Obviously, I didn't do that myself. And in philosophy, the authorship has nothing to do with the words. It has to do with the theory, with the logic behind it. So it's like having a stenographer. When I write my books, I have to write every word because I'm an author. So anyway, but if there's anyone else coming up here, we have 68 people, 867 people. My chat only has 155. So again, look, this is somebody who went viral across the planet. Boom Boom Tel Aviv was heard by billions of people. And ever since then, I've lost every fucking thing. I have nothing. It's ridiculous. So I know people, I keep telling people that, but I'm just trying to show you what they could do to you. If they want to shut you down, they will shut you down. I don't even know why I have an X account. I don't know. Maybe because it doesn't matter at this point. Maybe I'm so cooked, it doesn't matter. We got True Mage, Sub-Realist. What's up? True Mage is on the stage. Again, anyone else, lovers or haters? If you want to vent, if you want to call me an anti-Semite, whatever you want to do, I'm a loser, I'm bald. No calves, no car. Still no car, by the way. Still no car. What's going on, True Mage? Your microphone's muted. Still
Yes,
muted.
but yes, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Yes, man. Hope you're doing well. So I just wanted to say a couple things. First of all, I'm a Muslim, and the reason why I chose Islam is because, we all seek the truth, right? We all want to know why we're in this world. When you see so much things happening, and all this hate, all this nonsense, all the absurdity that's going on around the world, and in the end, you try to seek truth. You try to trying to find the truth, get some answers. Why are we doing this? Why is the world the way it is, and all that? So I just have a couple questions for you. But first of all, I just want to say, since 9/11, I just have to say that 9/11 was the worst day for Muslims around the world. Since 9/11, millions of Muslims died around the world. You know that was a justification to bomb multiple Muslim countries. And like Netanyahu said it himself, 9/11 was the best day for Israel because they had full backing from the US. And of course, like as Mersheimer said, like there's a big lobby that was lobbying for all these wars in the US. So um, another thing is that whenever something bad happens, like for example, Charlie Kirk, the first thing all the mainstream media, all the Ben Shapiro's in the world, all the Tommy Robinsons in the world, all the fake AI influencers, fake robots, the first thing they're gonna jump in, they're gonna say it's a Muslim that did that. They're gonna start with the Islamophobia. And this, like, we've been subjected to it. You can see it every day. The Islamophobia is growing and growing, and at the same time, Islam is the fastest growing religion in the world. So a lot of people are investigating. They want to seek truth. They ask Muslims, when you want to learn about Islam, you don't go ask someone who's agnostic or atheist and tell him, yo, can you teach me about Islam? You go seek the people who study Islam, who know a lot about it, correct? So I just want your own opinion. Why do you think Islam is being fought the way it is nowadays? Because you'll never see as much Christianophobia or Judeophobia or whatever anything related to any other religion or group. Like I feel like Islam is the religion that is fought ferociously,
Well, yeah,
and a lot of money is invested for the anti-Muslim propaganda. So, in your own word, why do you think they hate and fight Islam the way they do it?
because you are what's the name that they call you in the Israelis? They call you not what's the name? The biblical term for your people. Anyway, but the Jews hate
Amalek? You mean Amalek?
not we're all Amalek. The other one is the what's the name for the Muslims? Anyway, the point is that the Islamophobia is because the Jewish lobby is turning us against all of you so that we could blow you up. That's exactly what happened with 9/11. I joined the Marine Corps because of 9/11, and that was the war on terror. That was the open-ended war that, they're actually behind because it was supposed to be 7 countries in 5 years, and now it's pretty much completed almost. But yeah, the Islamophobia is engineered, of course. It is because the Jews want us to blow you up. That's why. And it worked, sadly. And now they're using Muslims to invade Europe, and that causes Islamophobia, or rather, there's tensions between the two. I don't think anyone is scared of it. But the word Islamophobia to me is it's not a good word because no one's scared of Islam. It's a racial issue. White people don't want other races to take over their fucking countries. That's the reality. They won't say it, but that's what it is. I'm not afraid of Muslims. Even when I was in the Marine Corps, I wasn't scared. In fact, when I was in Iraq, the locals were very kind to me, actually. So very strange. I mean, I'd never had a problem with Muslim people in my life. In fact, when I was under attack, my house getting swatted, I had many Muslims say, hey, listen, if you want to come into my house, let me know. I had a guy from Dubai say, I'll fly your whole family to this fucking hotel that he owned. I mean, these people were always trying to help me. So I've never had an issue with Muslims. I've never hated them, but I'm not a Muslim. I don't promote Islam. I don't want it to take over Europe. I'm sure you guys don't want to maybe you do. I don't know. But
No,
Of
no,
course, every
no.
Muslim. Of course, Muslims want everyone to become Muslim. Obviously, just like every Christian wants everyone to become Christian. But Jews
That's incorrect.
don't.
That's incorrect, Nico. Sorry to interrupt you.
Muslims don't want everyone to
Muslims.
become Muslims. Really, I didn't know that.
No. That's incorrect.
Oh,
Muslims
okay.
will never
Force
force
everyone? Okay.
anyone. It's written in the Quran. Okay, it's you as a Muslim. I cannot force you to become Muslim, but as a Muslim, I have to at least convey the message. I have to tell you
Right.
this
Right.
is the message, and then you do your own research. If you are sincere, and you really want to research about Islam, I have to at least convey you the message, and then you do your own research. And if you think it's the truth, then you're gonna go seek the people of knowledge, and you're gonna ask more questions, and then maybe eventually you're gonna convert. But they will never. For example, the Muslims who go to European countries, okay, or any other Western country, they will go for multiple reasons. First, biggest reason, of course, is because their country is being bombed to hell. Second one is because of bad politics, because most Muslim countries are infiltrated by the Zios, as you
That's
might know,
true. Yep.
and because some of them they seek a better life. I mean, like the human beings being moving around the world is normal, but the Muslims, when they go to these Western countries, they will never try to change the politics, force people to
Well, some.
Muslim.
Hold on, buddy.
This is part of the propaganda. Are they gonna
There are
Muslify?
some that do, though. There are, and Islam did spread by the sword. It did many times, but that wasn't. I don't know if Muhammad was the sword spreader, but there was at least as the other people did. I mean, look, there was jihads, there was crusades. Everyone did bloody things. The Christians did bloody. I mean, the Christians killed their own people. They took the Romans, crushed their own pagans. I mean, religion's always been by the sword, my friend. And I'm not saying you're doing it, and I'm sure you would never, but all these religions were established by violence. Even Christianity. Christianity was brutal to the pagans, and the Romans were brutal to the Christians and the Jews. I mean, so there is not a beautiful story of Muhammad woke up and he loved everybody. I mean, he was fucking people up all the time. He was a warlord. I mean, he did wage war on people. Was it holy war? Perhaps. I don't know the whole history, but that's not your fault. And just like it's not no one's fault who's alive today. What's going on. So really what we need to do is just understand people will decide whether or not something's true through their own experience. If you want to talk about Islam, you can, but me, I don't promote religion anymore. I used to be Catholic. I don't bother with religion anymore. I know it's very special. I mean, people sent me a Quran when I was under attack. Muslims sent me a Quran. I kept it in my office as a token of appreciation because the Muslims appreciate me. I'm a white guy living in the West, former Marine. I don't have to speak about anything. I don't got to say Palestine or Syria or anything, but I do because it's wrong what's happening to your people. It's wrong what's happening to the people in Gaza, the children. It's just fucking evil. And I would say the same thing if the Jews were getting blown up like that. And they don't believe that, I would say, but I would. I don't want anyone to get killed. But anyway, so yeah. Do you have a question for me? What was your question? And by the way, anyone else in this chat, please come up if you'd like. 73 people. Go ahead. What's your question?
Yeah, that was my question. Basically, I just wanted to ask you, why do you think?
It's obviously
this big
Israeli
propaganda against
Zionism,
Islam.
100%. Zionism, Jewish lobby, get us to blow you guys up for them, and then then they send their people.
Okay, if I can just answer my own question, just to say, just give you my own thoughts about it.
Well, I got a next person. Let me get to the next person because you've been up here long.
Okay,
right?
All right. God bless you all. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Okay. Cassie. All right. Cassie, she was doing thumbs down. Maybe she's got something to say. Cassie, how you doing, Cassie? You're up on the stage now, Cass.
Hey, thank you for your time. I just kind of wanted to ask you a couple of questions, maybe one, if I'm sure you've got other people to speak to. You mentioned that, when you were out on tour that, Muslim people are always been good to you, and I think that's great. But what do you think about the particular type of Muslim that's been coming into places like, obviously you've got like Dearborn's popping off a little bit over in America, but in the UK and Europe especially, it seems like we seem to be importing this special breed of extremists, which I would personally argue that, in my experience, quite a lot of them are more on that extremist kind of edge of my way or the highway.
Yeah.
So how do you kind of view that, like from your perspective of them being good to you, and then what you see, or what you don't see on the news, but you see at least on X by independent journalists?
Yeah, no, I don't doubt that there's been gang groomings and violence and all that other shit. Of course, there's those are the people you do not want in your country, whether they're Muslims or not. That's true. That kind of behavior should be condemned and dealt with. Unfortunately, in the UK, you guys can't do anything. You can't even put a fucking sticker up without going to jail. It's crazy. So I feel bad for you guys. And in Australia too, there's issues. But when I talk about alliances with people, I talk about with good, not these types of people. When I say all the races of the world, all the religions, look past our differences. That doesn't mean more people come in our country. It doesn't mean race mix or marry your daughter off to an African guy, or convert to Islam or convert to Christianity. It means, look, we're all under attack. We have our differences, and we got to focus on the common enemy. And that's what I want to remind people. That doesn't mean look away from the rape gangs or look away from crime or open the borders even more because who cares? No, it means, okay, we got to focus on the biggest issue because that's the reason any of this is happening right now. All of it is because of the George Soros types putting people in these countries and the BB types blowing up their countries. If we were not in the Middle East, there would be no refugee crisis. If we didn't have these communist Jewish George Soros types infiltrating our government with these traitor goy passing these laws to open our borders, there wouldn't be these people at all. They just wouldn't be there. And, I was in Iraq. It was actually beautiful. It was, believe it or not, it was beautiful where I was, except it got blown the fuck up. That's the problem. So, yeah, people like the other one said, people are looking for a better life. That is true, but it really comes down to our politicians are traitors. Jewish supremacy runs the West. That's the problem. We have to tackle that. The Muslim issue, there are Muslims who are bad and there are Muslims that are not bad. That's just the reality. And they're not the ones running our media. They're not the ones running our academia. They didn't cancel me off X. And I'm not saying allow more Muslims in. No Muslim should want to come to the West. There are some who are already here. They've been living here for decades. What do you do with them? I don't know. Ask them to leave or repatriate them or who knows what. But right now, none of us have power. And I think the Jews love when we sit here and argue with other slaves because we're all slaves. I'm a slave and the other guy I'm yelling at's a slave. We have no power and the Jews have all the power. So what are we yelling at? You see what I mean? That's why I kind of look past all this. And I'm not saying ignore these things. You have to address them, right? But the problem is you can't do anything about these things so long as the traitors are in power. And they're in power because they're Jewish supremacists and they're Goy traitors. So yeah, there could be rape gangs. You see what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying look away.
Oh
and
no, I
pretend.
know what you're saying.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
like, look at
Yeah,
Keir
I'm a
Starmer.
realist. People say I cook for Muslims. I don't cook for anybody. Not even my own. I'll shit on my own race when they're being stupid. You know what I mean? I'm not Mr. White Supremacy. A lot of
Yeah,
white
I mean
people are.
that's good to call out your own race and
Of
stuff as well.
course.
Like when when it deems necessary.
Yeah.
But Muslims have a problem calling out their own people. They won't even condemn like the most basic shit. Whether it's grooming gangs, whether it's like extreme like violence and shit like that.
Well,
They
that
get
kind of
away with blue
behavior will only
murder.
backfire. If they don't do that,
And
it'll backfire like Jews. If they don't call it their own, then it will backfire and it will cause an expulsion of them. And that's going to be on them.
I mean, I think it could go that way, but I mean, then again, I live in a country where you're not allowed to say what you think, and obviously, Keir Starmer is married to a Jew and is raising his kids Jewish. So
Yep, there you go. See, now if you had pro-white people, we wouldn't have any of these problems. So that's the real issue here.
we have them, but they locked them up. So
okay.
Thanks for your time.
What did you have a question or no? Did you already ask me a question?
I basically already asked you. I was just kind of wondering like where you were coming from, because that's how you
here's my policy. I protect the innocent, punish the guilty. And if we do that, we'll fix everything. That's really that simple. Again, I'm not a multiculturalist. I don't mind other people from other races. But that doesn't mean that I want to just, like, for example, a lot of people in Dearborn don't like the call to prayer in the morning. It's like 5 a.m. I get that. It's not American. It's not whatever. And then they feel like it is American because they live in America. But, that's why multiculturalism it doesn't make any sense. And in my new book, Our Struggle, I talk about rejecting multiculturalism for everyone's sake, including the minority. Why would someone want to be a minority? Think about that. Why, like me, let's suppose a bunch of me and my friends moved to China and we're a minority that we don't look like anybody. It's not our language. It's not our country. Why would I want to, unless I want to exploit the Chinese, right? Unless I want their resources, unless I want vengeance. So sometimes minorities can be parasitical. Other times they're just normal people who want to live a good life. You got to differentiate who's who, right? So these like economic migrants that are coming here from all these Middle Eastern countries, they're all military age men. What are they fucking doing here, right? That's a problem. But some guy from Nigeria who's like an actual doctor who wants to do something for the hospital, maybe it's not a problem, one of them. But that's up to the population. I'm all about sovereignty. And sovereignty means living among your own people, whatever that means to you, if it's your own race, your own religion, but it's got to be political sovereignty, free from your political opposition. Otherwise, you're not sovereign. If you have a political opposition in the same backyard, you're not free. You're at war. All politics is war. So I argue this in my book. I explain it for everyone's sake. For everyone's sake, there should be no fucking diversity in this sense, unless people want it. Who asked the British people that they want to open the borders? Nobody. Who asked Americans? Hart-Celler Act, Jews, right? And like, oh, well, we won't change any. We're not going to change the Democrats. That's not going to happen. And it absolutely did happen. You see what I mean? So, what do we do now in America? Do we expel that? We can't do it. We got to work with what we have. What could we do in Europe? I have no idea what you guys are going to do. I have no clue. I think you guys have a stronger argument for ethno-nationalism than we do, but I don't know. I can't tell you what to do. But I will tell you that you got to fight ahead of you because you don't have a First Amendment. You don't have a Second Amendment even.
Yeah.
So I wish you guys the best out there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But I try to speak for everyone again, and it is hard for me to balance justice for everyone because there are people who hate all the Muslims. I fucking hate the brown people. Then there are people who are okay with them, and or some of the Muslims hate the white people because they're racist and it's homophobia. And I'm like, guys, you're all being played. All of you are getting played. Yes, there are bad white people. Yes, there are bad Muslims, bad blacks. There's even a good Jew here and there. I'll say that. I have a Jewish doctor. She's been my doctor for 10 years at the VA. Why? Because she can't hurt me. But if she was my lawyer, I wouldn't trust her. You could have people in your life that you could deal with, but they should never be in serious positions where they could hurt you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, multiculturalism in general fails because of ethical differences. It isn't the people themselves physically, unless you want to mate with them, then you have a problem. It's the ethics. Even white people who have different ethics. You wouldn't want to live next to a fucking pink-haired liberal, would you? No, you wouldn't share an apartment with them. Why should you share the same government as them? It makes no sense. So diversity of ethics is the biggest problem of all. And from there, you find people like yourself racially and go on, you can build it from there. But it's a much deeper issue than just Islam. It all comes down to ethics, really, how people act. Because a good white man won't act bad, but a bad one would, So
yeah, but I mean, the way I look at it is this, right? Like, if a white person is like acting up, say we've got like white rapists or whatever in our country, yeah, we already have those amount of people that are gonna have to deal with those bad apples, right?
Of course.
So when we take on like a shit ton of hordes, even like the legal ones, like there's a high crime rate, and obviously there are quote minority in England, but I mean, really, when you look at it, like that, they are catching up fast, and like the replacement rate it's not a theory anymore. It's something that's been proven. And yeah, I mean, it's both legal and illegal immigration that's the problem. But most of all, I think that we already have our own criminals and like bad people that we were going to have to deal with.
Why would you want extra? There wouldn't be. I know. I get you. That's my argument too.
We can't handle it.
They'll be like, well, white people do. Yeah, but we don't want extra people, obviously, right? It's like, why do we need more people doing that? By the way, anyone else in the chat, let me know if you want to come up. People in my Rumble chat, if you want to jump in, here's your chance to go into the space and say, hey, it's me from the Rumble chat. That's why I'm doing this as well. Anyone else from the space, feel free to come up. But until then, Cassie, you're still on the mic because usually there's someone.
No worries.
But here's the thing. I mean, for me, like I write in my book, I call the international Gentile, right? And this is someone like me, though. It's the kind of person that is like me. We need the people who are hardcore racists too. Like, look, white only. We need that. But you also need people like me who are ambassadors for our race. And everyone should have black people. Everyone should have a person that represents them and speaks for them on behalf of, because we are we live in a world that is globalized. We're not going to go back to like castle walls and fucking, you know what I mean? But we have to deal with what we have. What's the best way? Do we all kill each other, or we fucking start to figure out what to do and make deals? But anyway, we got some people coming up. Oh no, it's the same people again. I don't know if I want the same people again. We want new people up here, guys. New people. Come on, guys. There's got to be more up here. I don't want the same repeats. I want different voices to get up here, unless I have no choice. But there was a Jew that came up and he disappeared. I thought that would be funny. Yeah, I wanted him to come up here. He disappeared. Jewish guy, probably wasn't a fan.
I'll probably assume not.
No, I mean, listen, actually, a Jew came up the other day. Well, not last time I did this, and he was nice. I believe in free speech. I'm like, all right, well, that's good to hear. We got True Mage again and Edgar. Let's see, Noise, Mossad agent. All right, let me get this guy up here. Cassie, I appreciate you coming up. Have a wonderful night.
You too, thanks.
All right. Okay, so we now have Mossad. Where are you at, Mossad? Are you an actual Jew or are you a fake Jew? Which one are you?
Check the new feature, the location.
Mossad Agent Z. Okay, what do you want? What do you want from me, Jewish man?
I got a lot of questions, bro, but it's too late. It's like 4 a.m.
You can't ask. Look, you can't be greedy. You can't be a greedy Jew and ask all the questions. You got to pick one question. Okay?
I got it, bro, and I gotta charge interest.
You got to charge interest. Okay, what's the question, my friend? Or my enemy, frankly, my enemy friend.
You know what? It's just a random question. I got a lot of things I would like to ask you, but next basis maybe. Do you believe actually in the idea of Greater Israel? Do you think that we're really push in order to implement that?
Do I think you guys are doing that? Yes, I do believe you're doing that.
No, there's a map, right? There's a map where you see Greater Israel. It goes all the way to the end of Syria, Saudi Arabia. Do you believe that we're aiming for that?
I think so, yeah. That's what you were
Don't you think it's kind of retarded from our side if we would do that? Because
maybe right now it would be, but why not? If that's what you guys are promising, maybe you Zionists who are like secular think it's stupid, but those religious ones want it. No, am I wrong?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. There's a lot of religious
so
people
if they're
who want it, but
if they're in power, they're gonna fucking want that shit. Why not?
They're not that empowered. That's the thing.
I know. Then when they do get it, Bibi, didn't he make a deal with them? Isn't that why Bibi's in power? Is because of these fucking freaks?
Yeah, I'll tell you how it works. We have 120 people in the parliament, and in order for Bibi to have a function in the government for himself, he needs 61. Yeah. So every time he gets stuck, like with 50 votes, 50 seats, or something like that, so then he needs those religious, which count around 20 seats.
What do the Israelis want to do? You tell me, what do the Israelis really want to do? You guys don't want a two-state solution, right? You guys killed Yitzhak Rabin.
No, it depends who. It depends who. I don't know what people want. He obviously don't want a two-state solution. What do I want? Maybe this is what you want to ask. Yeah, or the Israelis in general, because I don't speak on behalf.
Well, look, the 95% of you want to exterminate every fucking Palestinian, so that pretty much tells me you want the Gazans
94?
95.
I don't think that's true, from my experience, but it's moderately high. Yeah, it's probably
a very big number. So what do you want to do with these? What's your view of Israel then, huh?
What about Greater Israel?
No, forget about you said you don't want that, right? What do you want as an Israeli?
Look, I want a magic button that will erase everyone's history and we'll be able to live in peace, but that's not possible. So I'm only aware that I'm stuck in a ongoing conflict that will continue for years.
Well, I do agree that I would rather have peace too, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen right now. But I'm asking you, what would if today you could have 1967 borders, peace, no bombs, end the game?
I specifically, I'll buy that because I don't have anything to do in Hebron or Ramallah. Okay. What would I do there, right? It's our place. 99% 99.9 Arabs. What would I do there? So they can have it, but a lot of Israelis would disagree with me, and a lot of Israelis will agree with me. And there's I'd say 20% who will even take it further and say no, we need a one-state solution. That is a mix of Israeli and Arab, not Palestine and not Israel. That's also an opinion.
Okay. Well, listen, I got to let you go here. I appreciate that. I'm going to get Timmy up here. Wait, let me see. I got to get True Mage. I got to deny these two.
Have a good night.
All right. Shalom. Okay. All right. See, we could be nice. We don't got to be evil all the time. All right. Let's go. We got we got Theodore, World OG. All right. Theodore's up here. So far, no haters. And interesting. You would think a lot of people would line up. Even the Jewish guy is nice. Even the Israeli is nice. What's going on here? We got to get some haters up here. I know there's haters in here. Theodore, your speaker is off or muted. I don't know.
Yeah, what happens to the U.S. economy when we cut all ties off with the Jews and Israel?
Oh, I don't know. Does it go up? I would hope. I'm not an economist, but I'm assuming if we could have a few extra billion, that could help. What do you think?
I mean, I think we would fall into a recession for a little bit because of the Israeli technology and all the Israeli firms and businesses that are sucked into our corporations. So, I mean, we would for sure be going through a recession. But, I mean, a much needed recession.
I mean, maybe there's some negative. I mean, I'm not an economist, so I don't know, but it would be something I would take that if that's the case. A little bit of pain to get free, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I don't think a lot of people look at that. I think there would be some famine and some, you know what I mean, for a little while, but
a famine, that's a pretty extreme. I don't know about that, but I'm not an economist.
I mean, they're so intertwined in our government, in our groceries. I mean, in everything. So,
listen, if we actually got rid of Jewish supremacy, we would confiscate all Jewish billionaire money, so it'd be ours. We would have a lot of money saved from that, and then we'd have to actually probably subdue Israel militarily so they can't strike us with the nuclear weapons, and we wouldn't have any problems. Probably that's what I would do.
Yes. Well, I appreciate you letting me talk. I'm not an economist either, so.
Neither am I. I'm retarded with math specifically. All right, man. Have a good night, Theodore. Okay.
You too.
Bye-bye. Okay, who do we have next? We got account number. Didn't we already have them up here before? What was Jimmy Sawyer, Joe Indians? I think didn't I have account 16? Was he already up here? This guy from Canada? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not sure. SSN for Amalek, Joe Indians, Tommy Chi. I don't think account number. All right, account numbers, then Jimmy, then Joe, and then Timmy. All right, let's go that way. Account numbers. I don't know if you were up here or not. I don't know why I think you were. Maybe you were, but you're up here now. If you're up here, Joseph Goebbels says, "Glad to see you." Thanks, Joseph Goebbels. Right. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, look,
I don't do space as much.
Oh, who is that? All right, you're up here now. Okay, good. What's up?
Oh, it's working.
Yeah, account number. What's going on?
Levels are all good. Yeah, I've never done a space before, so this is all new territory.
Anti-Jew, anti-black. Okay, you're anti-everybody. All right, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, on Rumble, I'm anti this establishment's terrorism.
Oh shit, there you are. Okay, what's going on?
Yeah, I've linked you to my my Twitter a few times for memes.
That's right. So there you go. Good to see you. I want people from chat to come in here. I want you guys to come in here.
Yeah, I just want you to know you're a bigot, racist, divorced, 80 IQ, anti-Semite, evil guy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I gotta get. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just trying to fill in the hate quota here.
Gotta hate. I got no calves, no car. I'm not rich. Hair's gone. You know, it's over. I'm cooked. And my reach, my wife, she wants to leave me because of my reach. She's like, I don't want to date a guy who doesn't have 1 million impressions. And yeah, I don't blame her. Come on. Why, what kind of woman wants to be with a guy with no reach? You know what I mean? She didn't marry this. She married the guy with all the reach. Now it's gone. I mean, come on. I'm kidding.
Oh,
But anyway,
you just need another worldwide fucking hit, dude. That's all.
I know I got to go back to the AI board and start making Boom Boom Tel Aviv too. It's funny. They always ask, make another one, Mr. Gage. Make another. I'm like, how many times can I make the same song? It's not. And put it on Spotify. Why? I change the lyric. It's going to still. I'm nuked. I can't do shit. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
dude, just catch lightning in a bottle. It's no problem.
yeah,
It's easy.
that was a once in a lifetime thing, and had I got paid for it, I'd be a multimillionaire. But obviously, Jews run everything. In Iran, they did a whole fucking concert. They did a. I was on the Tehran Time. You know the whole story. So over there, I'm a hero. Over here, I'm nothing. A piece of shit. Like, it's just hilarious.
Well, that's
but
what
anyway,
happens when you let them run the media.
that's right. That's right. So you got a question for me, anti-establishment, or what? You got anything you want to say, or you just
Not
want to
really.
chill?
Just here to shoot the shit and make sure the silence goes away.
All right. Well, I do appreciate it. Yeah, and you're from Canada, huh? How's that? I got a lot of people I sent books to. They got confiscated. Not a lot of
Yeah,
people. Like
Canada's turning into a bit of a dictatorship shithole. A lot of packies running around, running people off the road. Jeremy McKenzie talks about that a lot.
Yeah, Jeremy. I was talking to him the other day, actually, how everything was going. He said it's getting ugly over there, but he's got a new group that he got together, Second Sons. I don't know if you're part of that, but
it's getting ugly and smelly.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, listen, I got 3 other people in queue here, so I want to get to them. But good to hear from you and your voice, and I'm glad that you've been sticking around through the rough times. You've seen me go up and down, so
get the other guys ahead of me. I'll be around to chat if you get bored and you run out of people.
Sure thing, buddy. All right, I'll talk to you soon. All right,
peace out.
All right, bye-bye. All right, there's a guy from chat. See, chat, you guys come up. Now we have Jimmy Ware Jr., and then we have Joe Indians and Timmy G. So Jimmy Ware has a picture of Hitler, so he's clearly not Jewish. So, okay, you're up now. Then Joe Indians is next, and then Timmy G. So just hold on. I'll try to go quickly for everyone. Okay. And yeah, 82 people in the space for a guy with 337,000. This is totally legit, boys and girls. Totally legit. Not being suppressed. Not happening. Totally free speech, Elon. Okay. So what do we got here? Are you up here or what? Where's this guy?
Yeah. Sorry. I apologize, sir.
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm alive.
All right. I just got a question for you. So I'm trying to remember what I was going to ask you. Oh man, I already lost it already. What are your plans? What are your plans as far as dealing with the Federal Reserve and Jewish money? We can't really deal with the Jews except for dealing with their money. So I just wanted to ask you on that. And another, I'll just leave it with that one question.
Well, I mean, that question, you can't, I mean, I don't know what to do. Obviously, people say actually getting rid of the Fed wouldn't do much. We'd have to audit it and we'd have to just make it work the correct way. Because we need something to, like Congress can coin money. And the argument is they gave the Fed the responsibility. It can't be privatized. That's the problem, right? That's the problem with the Federal Reserve. It's privatized. But they say the presidents are shown by the president could do the board, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, look, people say Bitcoin will save us. I don't even know if that's the case. But yeah, of course, we got to get rid of this usurious parasite banking cartel. How do we do that, though, brother? I have no idea. I think it's going to collapse on itself. I think every Ponzi scheme is inevitably going to, and this is what it is. So how do I don't know. Ask me another question, man, because this is like one of those questions I have no answer to. I would love to get rid of it or fix it, but I don't know. You and I.
All right, so I just remembered now. Do you think boycotting will actually work against the Federal Reserve and against Jewish business and goods?
Oh yeah, well look, that's why BDS is attacked, because that does work. The BDS movement they really hate that shit. Like if we all stopped using Jewish, first of all, it's almost impossible because of BlackRock. But let's suppose we really boycotted a Jewish business, like hardcore, like I don't know, Dell Computers. Mike Dell's a Jew, right? Nobody buys Dell computer. It's going to fuck them up. If we stop watching Netflix, it fucks them up. So boycotts work, but you got to get enough people to do that at the same time. That's the thing, bro. The thing about us Gentiles is that we're not organized like the Jews. You know what I mean? Like, it's blacks. I could tell you're a black guy by your voice. Whites, we're not organized. Blacks aren't organized. We're not organized. That's the problem with us Gentiles. So I want you guys, blacks, to get organized. I want us to get organized. And then we get out of each other's ways. We stop fighting each other with this race-based shit. And then we both boycott these motherfuckers. And then that's how it works. But they're so clever, aren't they, to get us at each other's throats, right? So, yeah, I mean, boycotts work, but we got to do them at the same fucking time. You know, that's the problem. It's just, that is the problem with the Gentiles. We're just so disordered. And you see the infighting that happens, right? Without Jews doing anything, there's infighting. It's like, they don't even have to do anything. They just wait until someone gets upset with what someone says on his stream, what someone disagrees with religion, what another one said about his friend. It's like, Jesus God, we can't even get over each other. How the fuck we gonna beat this cartel that rules the planet, you know? So yeah, it really, the biggest people in our way, Jimmy, is us. That's really the fucking answer to every question. Once we get out of our fucking ways, then we can make a difference. But we got to start organizing, right? And the best of our people, the best white people, the best black people, the best Asian, pick the best. I promote that in my book. We need the best motherfuckers leading, not retards, not motherfucking spurgs. We need the best people from every race. And that's why I promoted my book. And that's why my book's for everybody. I'm not joking. For you, for your fucking friends. And it's a message of unity, not to become race mixers or whatever the fuck. If you want to, go ahead. But we got to focus on that common enemy because they're the ones playing us, bro. Like when I watched, I had a friend tell me, he's black. He said in his area, when he watches the commercials, it's a white man with a black woman. Okay. When we watch commercials, it's a black man with a white woman. How the fuck do they do that by location? I don't know, but that's what he told me. So it's pissing off the black man and pissing off the white man. Think about that shit. So, and nobody wants their women taken from them. You get what I mean? All this shit, on one end, it's every day black people are getting shot. On the other end, white people are shooting everybody. It's just like never ends, bro. So we got to be careful with the propaganda to transcend that, you know. And anyone says shipped blacks to Africa, retarded. You guys have been here for 400 fucking years. You're not going anywhere. You know, I don't think that's even a good idea to do. So there's a lot of people you got to be careful of. Those who are like extreme with these impractical ideologies. But these are the things that are in our fucking way. Once we get out of each other's ways, your race, my race, everyone's out of the way, we could deal with all this shit. But so long as we're divided, we can't. That's really my answer to everything. That's why I preach unity. That's why I'm suppressed, because I don't give the Jews the race baiting division shit, not even religious stuff. I don't even argue religious arguments because that's divisive. And that's why people like me who says I preach unity, you won't see me anywhere because I can't give them anything they want. I used to when I was cutting flags and screaming, he's a violent anti-Semite, he's going to kill us all. Now I'm calm. I get better and I get nowhere. So, you know, we got to really unite with each other, guys. That's the biggest thing. Anyway, so that was my answer to you, even though it's kind of not the topic. Hold on. I have
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
You got it, man. Be good. Okay, let's see. All right. So there was our friend SS Amalek based black man. See, this is good, God. He's a black man. Who gives a shit? Dude, based black guy. We need more black people based. We don't want to fight blacks. We don't want to fight anybody. Right? All right. Joe Indian. Maybe this guy's an Indian. All right. Maybe we have a Native American coming up. Well, maybe the chief is coming up here. Joe Indian, you are next. You are up. What's going on? How?
How are you?
You're not Indian.
No, I'm not Indian.
I know. What's up?
Well, I used to see all your stuff a lot, like a few years ago, but
yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just got muted by Elon. Anyway, my question, I guess, is a follow up from the last person. How do we like unite with like leftist ideology, like Nick says, to be on like a more nationalist, like kind of like suppressing just open borders, you know, like especially the white leftists.
Yeah, I mean, look, I have a different ideology. I have in my book, I talk about something called neo-federal unifism. I think we need to live in our own states, like literally one-party states, and whether you want to make them an ethno state or not, that's up to the people there. Everyone should have their own living spaces, so we wouldn't have to even deal with leftists because they'd have their own states, right? Like, and this idea came to me because during COVID, I had friends who lived in New York and they left and went to fucking Florida. Others went to Texas. So people will move to states that reflect their politics. I'm like, well, there you go. There's the answer. We still have the America we have, but we live in our own states. And there should be no other party in your state. I don't see what the problem is. Well, why don't people move? Well, they'll move with there's incentives and things like this. Now, in regards to Nick is doing the right thing. People want to attack him and say, oh, he's a fucking traitor. Nick is extremely tactical. Think of Nick as Stalin, okay? That's what you have to think of him. And the Groypers do everything he wants, and he just goes forward no matter what. And that's what he does. And he avoids people, even when he's friends with them, because if it's a risk for his image, he can't do it. It's nothing personal, right? So this thing with Thomas Rousseau, he's like, I want nothing to do with him. I wish him the best. That wasn't go fuck yourself. It was, look, I can't take the risk, right? So Nick is right. I agree with Nick, and I wrote this in my book too. We have to treat America as an empire. So America in and of itself is an empire. Forget about out there. We have different races and religions here, right? How do we fucking deal with that? How do we make it where we're not killing each other? We're not attacking each other. We got to work together with people. We got to look, politics is all about deals, right? It's basically war. Do you want to go to war with these people, or are you going to make some kind of peace treaty? And that's what he's pretty much saying. And I agree with that. You know what I mean? So what he's doing is correct. People don't see it. They look at these fucking clips that are running around, all these other things like that, instead of attacking the actual idea of, look, I agree with Eric. We should be making, these areas, but if we don't have control of the things around those areas, they're at risk. Likewise, if we just take control of the institutions and we have no areas to live, what's that going to? So we need both, frankly, right? Obviously, gaining power is the most important thing, but while we're trying to gain power, there's no reason not to gain. Because look, all the people I know, the Jews, they buy houses next to each other. That's what they do. Here in Lakewood, they own it. They fucking run this fucking city. Okay. So, and then they want to come to my town and brick. And people are like, whoa, here they come now. They're taking over. You know what I mean? So why can't white people do that while they're going into Harvard and what Nick says? There's no reason not to do both. So that's my view on that. Yeah, go ahead.
You think there'll be like a third position party with like Nick and Anna Kasparian or something like that down the road? Or is that just like
the two-party system is problematic in and of itself. Would it be nice to have a third party, like an America First party, if Nick could pull? Of course, it'd be great. I'd like to see where he goes with America First Foundation. There are Groypers everywhere. I mean, they're fucking everywhere, man. I mean, apparently they're all over, like they're hidden in fucking the White House and shit. So I told people Nick's show is like a front for like an intelligence op, his own, right? And then he goes to GIA, so when, I used to beef with Nick years ago. I didn't understand what he was doing. Once I understood, I'm like, holy fucking shit. I know exactly what he's doing. And once I saw it in that lens, everything made sense. Every collaboration, every fucking troll, every attack. So people have to understand Nick is not a showman. He's a politician. That's what he is. Now, he's not running for politics. Apparently, he said he's not going to, even though there's a meme that he's going to run for president one day. But it doesn't matter. It's almost better not to be a politician. It's almost better to be like a Soros figure on the side, because that's what it is now. A lot of politicians are just fucking puppets. Now, to answer your question, we should reach out to the left people who are not maniacs. There are left-wingers who are not trans people. There are left-wingers who are liberal, classic, who want free speech. So we're getting shown these freaks, and they're being shown these like neo-Nazi types, and they don't know who the fuck. Real people are decent, okay? I have a friend of mine who's a lawyer, right? He's a big guy, works out. He's a Democrat, though. He's my aunt's nephew. Fucking awesome guy. He doesn't want trannies in the bath. You know what I'm saying? But he's a liberal. He's a Democrat. But we're getting told the Democrats want to kill your babies in the womb. So that's the propaganda shit. You see what I mean? So of course, when Nick is saying, and I would say the same thing, any person who's based, like Anna Kasparian, of course, I'm sure she disagrees with the shit we say, but she's against Israel. That's our biggest threat is fucking Israel. We need to get this parasite off our fucking backs. From there, we can fix everything. So, yeah, look, my message is universal too. I'm saying beyond politics, religion too. Got to put it aside for a minute. Deal with the big problem. So that's my answer.
I agree. Thank you very much.
Okay, buddy. All right. Let's see who's next. Let me get rid of Joe here. Okay, Knockout King. The time is nigh. You're next. Actually, Timmy was waiting first. I noticed that. Timmy, then Knockout King, then Nimat Sadat. Okay, so Jimmy or Timmy, who's up here? Jimmy or Timmy?
Timmy. Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey,
This is my first time hearing you, and it's a breath of fresh air. Really is. So I'm from Chicago, and we grew up segregated by neighborhoods, Irish neighborhood, German area. There was a black neighborhood, there was a Jewish neighborhood, shit like that. And we all had our own cultures. We all would meet and know each other and stuff, but we had our own people. So I like love the way that you're saying that. But one of the things that like we wanted to get your perspective. I think that I agree about Israel, but Israel is the country too. But I also am noticing a huge divide from the Mormon LDS Christian Zionists that are preaching this clergy plan and shit to everybody. And like people will refer to them as Jews, but they're not. And they are kind of where they both think they're different sets of the chosen people. And they've been flooding us with the mass migration. They've been funding the vaccinations and all that shit. Bill Gates, Peter Thiel both have ties to Mormonism, like royal Mormonism, like elders. And they're in our deep state too, in that national prayer breakfast. So I'm just curious what your thoughts are on around that, because I see that as a problem that's not getting the respect that it needs to be, and they're kind of silently letting Israel take the brunt of everything. In my opinion, and I think they both need to be taken head on at the same time.
Well, look, yeah, the Jews aren't the only secret society in the world. Obviously, there's all sorts of different mafias. There's different religious fanatics. You know, one of the biggest, the biggest problem is Christian Zionism. Without Christian Zionism, there'd be fucking no Jewish power at all. It's the Christian Zionists that are the fucking biggest problem. There's 30 million Christian Zionists in this country. I don't know what the Mormon position is on Zion. I know Sam Parker's a Mormon. He's anti-Jew, anti-Israel. He's a race realist. He's like not like a normal Mormon.
He'll
But
change the topic though in a heartbeat when you try to go LDS. So LDS.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know his position. I mean, I never really see when I was friends with Sam. I didn't really speak to him about his religion because I just leave religion out of the conversation for everybody because it is divisive. But I never spoke to him about things like that. No, so I don't know if he is. People say he's a LDS person, but I never got in that conversation.
He admitted to me he was, but what I'm getting at is that they're the ones
I
doing
know
the
he's a
church.
Mormon. Yes, I know he's a Mormon. Yes,
They're the ones doing the church planting of all the evangelical Christian churches, and they're doing these turnkey software solutions for all of the different Christian churches where they're promoting the Zionism through like white labeled software, and they have a shit ton of money. But they're basically being the McDonald's where they'll actually fund the money for a pastor, and then they'll take in the book revenue, the donations and stuff like that to get their money back. They'll own all the real estate, and they just have this Hollywood actor type preaching whatever they're doing. Church planting is something might be worth researching if you're not familiar with it.
yeah, I never heard of that. I mean, like I said, if it's look, anything that promotes and helps the Jews is our enemy. Period. Whatever religion, whatever race, if anyone's doing this shit, whatever church planting is, if it helps the Jewish and Zionism power, yeah, it's a problem. I never heard of it, so I'll have to look into that 100%.
Yeah,
no problem calling out that shit. No problem.
Just followed you, and then Jimmy Ware, who spoke before me, is a new follow for me too, and I like his shit a lot. So just wanted to give him a shout out on that. But thanks, Lucas. I appreciate the time.
All right, Timmy. Have a good night. Okay. Well, there you go. You got news. I had no idea that I know Mormons have their own money. I know they're wealthy. They run Utah pretty much, but I didn't know they had like a Jewish connection to. I mean, who fucking knows at this point? All right, Knockout King. The time is night. Okay, so Knockout King is up. Let's see here.
Hey, what's going on, Lucas?
What's up, man?
It's funny you had the black guy with the Hitler profile picture. I've got a random. Yeah, I know you briefly touched on it already, but yeah, I know you've addressed like the whole Nick Fuentes, Eric Arval, Thomas Rousseau thing, but I feel like someone that never gets addressed is Billy Roper. So I was curious on what your thoughts are on like the whole Ozarkia thing.
Who's Billy? I don't know who that is. Should I know who he is?
Oh, I would have thought so. I mean, his following on X is definitely limited, throttled, but the Shield Wall Network is an organization that he operates out there. He's kind of advocating for like an ethno state in the Ozarks, and he's already calling it Ozarkia. He's his whole thing is talking about like balkanization, which you've also already kind of addressed with the whole like single party states kind of thing. But but the whole balkanization thing is gaining a lot of traction, and as far as like it's being talked about a lot more in reference than acknowledged. So
Billy Roper. I mean, I don't know if I heard that name. Is he like I'm looking him up right now. Billy Roper, I guess.
yeah, I'm not super
He's got a
well
protected,
well
he's got a protected thing going. That's not him.
so it's they advocate for like private ownership and
Yeah, so it's like
whatnot, so
Eric.
it's
It's kind of
somewhat
like
different.
Eric's. Yeah, I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want your own land and you want to be safe, no, like I said, I'm not against anyone who wants to live among their own people. I told Eric myself, I said, look, I'm not moving to the Ozarks with my family. I live in Brick. My whole family's in New Jersey. As of right now, I don't need to move. Like I'm not like in danger. My town is safe. It's like 86% white right now. If it becomes 50, obviously that'd be a problem.
Yeah, how close is the like what's the population size of the city?
60,000 people, and the next town is all Jews. So it's like, I don't think
Right.
I'm
Well, I
going
mean
to
that's
nuke.
not great either.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing about Jews is they don't steal your wallet. They just rob
Right.
you.
You're not gonna have a home. You're not
Yeah,
gonna have a home. You're not gonna have a home
right.
invasion by some
Jewish
Steens and
crime.
Goldberg.
Yeah, exactly. So, I live around Jews. They don't fuck with me. They don't even know why. They don't even know it's me. It's like they don't even know it's me.
Right.
So it's like
Except
nobody.
for the ones that are doxing you and fucking swatting you
I
and
don't know.
shit.
Well, those are Israelis, I think. But I don't fuck with Jews. Like I don't run around yelling at. I don't mistreat people. One of my doctors who passed, he was a Jew. He was nice, but he didn't know it was me. The doctor I have right now, she doesn't know it's me because I don't bring up anything. I don't mistreat people because of what they are. I only deal with people when it's appropriate when they're saying crazy shit, like bomb children.
Sure. So I get the whole like where I'm at is comfortable right now, but like
Yeah.
as far as balkanization happening, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I argue in my book we need to move into states of our own, even if that's making more states. We need to make living spaces for everybody. We cannot.
Well, Lucas, I really, I'm gonna order your book tonight, but I implore you to to check out Billy Roper's book, The Balk, and he kind of his take on the whole situation, man. Well worth the read.
Well, I'm sure we agree because I don't believe in multiculturalism that is forced. Now,
Yeah, for sure, and so and a lot of people agree on that, but he has a take on where and how
Yeah, like,
the structure of the ball based on current demographics and current culture swings and this that and the third. So I don't know. I think it's worth the read.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to look into them because I don't know them, but yeah, I'm sure we'll agree on the biggest part, which is we need to live in our own spaces.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, listen, thanks for coming up. And yeah, if you do get my book, I'll sign it for you. So that's what people like me. I don't know. They want my signature. I'll sign it if you want, whatever. But if you don't,
No,
no
sweet.
problem.
I got a signed copy of the bulk, so I'll take a signed copy of Lucas Gage's book too. Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me.
No problem, buddy. Thanks for coming up.
Later.
All right. Yeah, see, people are already thinking the same thing. We got to live in our own spaces. It's just a common sense approach. All right, Nimat Sadat. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Nimat Sadat here is up.
Hey, Lucas, how you doing?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for bringing me up. I'm one of your fans, and I just want to thank you for everything you've done to awaken many people. I myself, I'm originally from Afghanistan. I moved to San Diego, California. I moved to SoCal 41 years ago. And just I'm on these spaces because people like myself are not very much represented. We get attacked because I'm a queer for Palestine. I'm against Israel. I'm against Zionism, everything it stands for. But because I also advocate for LGBT rights in the Muslim world, in the Middle East, and my homeland, Afghanistan, people just shut me out. Whether they're white nationals, whether they're Christians, whether they're Muslims, and even of course Jews hate me because I'm against Israel. So I'm like politically homeless, but this is not about me. I am willing to vote for Matthew Marjorie Taylor Greene if they are the candidate that to vote to be the nominee. Even though I'm progressive left, I voted for the Green Party last time. I just couldn't be participate in a vote for genocide. So I wanted to ask you for two questions. Well, first of all, do you think it's viable that I don't know who would be on top of the ticket, Massey or Marjorie Taylor Greene, if they have a chance? And on the left side, unfortunately, we don't have a clear anti-Zionist. The only person that I think that we and the left would support, but I don't think that it would have broad appeal because first of all, she's a woman, she's Palestinian and of Muslim origin, and that's Rashida Tlaib. But this is the but. If things go really bad and Israel continues to destroy our country even further, I could see a scenario where people like, fuck it, let's just have a Palestinian woman become a president or vice president. But I know, but people on the left are not going to try a woman after the complete failure. But the thing is, those women were shills for their neocons. They were Zionist war hawks. So, of course, they would never have a chance. So, and the left has moved. This is the thing. The left, people attack the left. So, Lucas, you can agree with me that since October 7th, the left has become more anti-Israel than the right, right? The
Oh yeah.
right is
Oh yeah.
waking up.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I think that what I'm trying to come here to talk to you, I think I appreciate some of the speakers who talked about bridging the gap between the left and the right. And I'm here doing the same thing. First of all, my question is, do you think that Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene have a candidate, have a chance? And then who do you see on the left that could put anti-Zionist political candidate? Because I don't see anybody that has a clear chance. And do you think that's even possible? And should we even be focused on that at this moment? Thank you.
Well, yeah, I really don't pay attention to politics. I think most people are Shabbos Goy traders. But I mean, Taylor Greene, she just resigned. I don't know why. Maybe she got scared. Maybe she's done. Thomas Massey's, I like him, but that's just one guy out of 534 people. We have a very big problem. And even you said, on the left, the left is getting anti-Zionist, but then they have other issues, So to answer your question, I don't know. I am curious though, and I don't mean in a gay way, but someone like yourself, a LGBTQ, I guess you're gay, in the Muslim
Yes.
community, did you escape Afghanistan because of your sexuality? Did you have to leave, or they want to kill you? Like, what's the deal with you? I mean, like I said, I'm not pro anything gay. I don't care who you are, but I'm just curious to, like, obviously you're a human being. You shouldn't be executed. I don't believe in all that crazy shit. But I do think your sexuality should be kept to yourself, right? I mean,
I
I
know.
think,
I'm just gonna make a joke. Hopefully, it doesn't make it. If you were gay and single, trust me, I'll be the first person knocking on your door.
yeah,
But
I
that's
know.
a separate side
Listen,
note.
that is
But
but
anyways, because
yeah,
because
so,
people who resist Israel, men who resist Israel, are very attractive. That's the thing, or just Jewish supremacy, in my opinion. But that's a separate point. We will leave our jokes aside.
yeah.
No, my mom brought us over here because my father was ambassador. He went back to work for the communist government. My mom kidnapped us and brought me, my older brother, and sister. And then when the Soviets withdrew from Afghanistan, my father was able to escape, and then we helped him to come to the United States. So we came here in 1984. I went back in 2012 and 13 to work for the American University of Afghanistan. And kid you not, this is the American University. In our orientation in Dubai, they told us there are three things you cannot talk about. You cannot promote drugs or alcohol because some loony American professor came and promoted drugs and alcohol to students. And then you can't talk about LGBT stuff because in this society there's no such thing as LGBT. And third, you cannot talk about Israel. Do not talk about Israel. Do not just pretend, like, just don't do anything. So what did I do? I talked about Israel and I talked about LGBT social movement. I got in trouble. I was basically, they wanted to kill me. I got attacks on campus, off campus. I was promoting LGBT rights. And I was just talking about like what Israel's doing and the Israel lobby and the power of Israel, and they're like, don't even mention that. And Michael Smith, the president, was an evangelical Christian. He was caught actually promoting Christianity. The Taliban even said Nemat Sadat is promoting homosexuality. This Michael Smith is promoting evangelical Christianity. Get these people out of here. Attacked the university. Was attacked multiple times. But then I had to leave the country. But then my retaliation was to come out And then I wrote a novel that's like the first LGBT novel of Afghanistan or Central Asia. I've been campaigning for LGBT rights and been campaigning LGBT rights in GCC countries and Syria and other places. And I always get attacked. And working with other people, other LGBT Muslims and LGBT ex-Muslims, that's another thing. I was forced to leave the religion because like, you can't be a gay Muslim. It's like being a Jewish Nazi. It's an
Right.
oxymoron.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Well, listen, I just
Yeah,
was, like
anyways.
I said, I just wanted to, look, I'm not pro gay or anything like that, but I don't want you to get hurt. Okay. I don't think you should be killed. I don't think you should be thrown
Thank
off the
you.
roof. You know, anyway, so, well, yeah, well, thanks for coming up, man. And hope you
Take care.
take care of yourself. Okay.
All right. Bye-bye now. Ciao.
All right. Ciao. Dr. Michael Reckenwald. Look at this. This is a special guest out of nowhere. The doc, here's your answer to Israel right here. Dr. Michael Reckenwald. He's running AZAPAC. So now you got to start sending me checks for $7,000. All right. I want a 7,000 AZAPAC tracker. That's what we need now. But Dr. Mike Reckenwald is on the mic here. I did add him as a speaker, I think. There you go. Are you there? You're muted now.
Hello. You talking to me?
Hey, how you doing, Doc? What's going on?
Good. I'm good. I'm
Oh, there he goes again. It's kind of like going back and forth. There you are.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Something. Every time I come onto a space, there's a glitch almost instantly. So I'm maybe the kiss of death here. And if it gets bad, I'll take off. But I'm doing well. It's great to see you or hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm just trying to hang on here. I'm almost like done doing I'm just like, let me try a space or something. Let me do something different. Even the spaces, 99 people in here. No offense to everybody, but I'm just saying, like, I have 300,000 followers. You'd think I'd have a huge space, but it just goes to show how censored I am, So
I haven't seen a post of yours in months. I can't.
Well, I'm posting every day. Exactly.
I don't see anything, and I follow you, and they're definitely squelching you big time.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can understand it to say you can't reach new people, but my own followers who I follow back to, because I follow you back. So the people I follow back should be able to see me, but not even that. People, you're not the only. Jake Shields was like, bro, I haven't seen you in months either. I'm like, what? What's going on? So people don't see me at all. So it's like very bad. So anyway, I'm glad you jumped in though. It's good to see you. So how is AZAPAC doing? Is it going on? You might as well tell everyone here about it if they don't know.
It's going on, man. So, as you know, we launched a big video on last Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It took off on Monday, and it's pretty much blew up for coming out of an account that had 9,000 followers at the time, the AZAPAC account, Anti-Zio AMPAC. It took off. We got 22,000 views on that, and it spread all over the internet. The donations have been pouring in. People believe in this.
Good.
We're going to go after it. I mean, we're going to give it a college try. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to be successful. After all, we're going up against a very entrenched criminal cabal. So, I mean, look what they did. I think with Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think they just scared the shit out of her.
Something happened there. It definitely something happened.
I mean, she was a fighter, and so that was an unexpected resignation from most people. So I think something is definitely afoot. They're probably pushing, they were probably putting serious threats on her, and even maybe on her children. That's how they operate, as you know.
Of course, I know firsthand. Yeah. I mean, they're crazy. And look, we're dealing with a mafia. People have to forget. They have to remember that. But you already have 3 candidates, and one of them's going after Fat Randy Fine, right?
Yeah, we have Aaron Baker going after Randy Fine. By the way, if people don't know about the PAC, it's AZAPAC.
Yeah, shill it.
AZA-PAC.com, AZAPAC. It's the Anti-Zionist America PAC. Basically, we're America only. We want to get rid of all of the Zionists from the state. We want to de-Zionize the U.S. government, and we're going at it pretty hard.
And your policy is basically everyone, anybody, left, right, doesn't matter, right? You're putting a unifying message.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, your last speaker there, Nemat, is what we're trying to do. We are trying to unite left and right, and we are doing so. We're getting people from all over the country, all political persuasions. You know, but you know, we have a very serious, very stringent set of criteria, and you cannot or have not given military aid or munitions to Israel. You cannot have received any Zionist lobby money or PAC money, and you cannot have you can't have dual citizenship.
Right.
So I mean, these are pretty But you know, as far as the left and right thing goes, you know, you and I were probably not big believers in that particular paradigm. I'm not a real big believer in that paradigm. I think that this is an up-down situation. It's us against the ruling Zionist class.
That's right. Yep.
And we have to punch up.
Yep.
We have to constantly punch up. And they want us to beat down on Muslims. They want us to beat down on, you know, anybody. They want to split us up and divide us, black, white, Christian, Muslim, left, right, all this other bullshit. They want to get us into this fucking psyop, which they established in the first place. They want us to get us in this psyop, fighting with each other, so we never come after them ever.
Yep.
And they keep throwing it up every time. Now they're throwing up all this anti-Muslim shit, which is just, you know, utterly disgusting. It's all pure deflection from their criminality. They have just, the whole world has witnessed a genocide, an ongoing genocide that they've committed and that they are continuing to commit. And we've seen their bellicose behavior with reference to every other country around them. I mean, it's unbelievable. And then, of course, they're putting a kibosh on our own speech here in the United States. So that's the domestic element of Zionism. I call that domestic Zionism.
Yeah. No, that's the brazen part, which everyone's seeing now. And that's why we're seeing these Anakasparians and stuff, as one of the guys mentioned earlier. You know, why not work with these people? Even Nick was saying it. And you know, everyone's got different opinions about everybody, but for me, I try to see the best in all people and to just say, look, yeah, maybe we don't all like each other for some reason. Maybe we don't have the same religion, but we have the same enemy, and they want to kill all of us no matter what we think of each other. That's my message, Doc. You know that. So I've been trying my best to keep everyone somewhat friendly, and you know, it's hard to do sometimes, and it is what it is. But we do have the same enemy, and that's our greatest threat. And once that enemy is dealt with, we could peacefully go our own ways, whatever race, religion. And there's enough room in this country. There's enough room in this world. There's this idea that there's scarcity of something. No, there's no scarcity. You know, it's the parasites telling us there's scarcity because they want to hoard their wealth and they don't want to give anything away. There's plenty of stuff for all of us. And we have technology now. We could get everyone out of poverty, out of hunger. We could fix a lot of things. But instead, we're building weapons of war and blowing up kids in the Middle East. So, you know, we're using our resources incorrectly. And, you know, it is up to us to make a difference. Our enemies are not going to change for us. We have to become the people we want to see in the world that lead a better world. We can't just hope they have to come one day. We have to become those people. You know, that's why for me, I'm like, what do I do next? You know, I don't know what to do with myself, but here I am just trying to help as I can. You know, I wish I had more reach, Doc, because I would have really helped you blow up earlier. I mean, even my Rumble interview with you was not big because my Rumble is getting completely suppressed, as you could see. But when I had my blue check mark, I was a very, very annoying enemy to the enemy. They really hated me. So now they successfully cut me down, as you could see. But even still, I'm trying to do something. I refuse to curl up and die. Maybe I'm stubborn, but
yeah, that's it. That's it. That's exactly what I said about, you know, why I started this. You know, once you recognize what's going on, you have a choice. You could either lay down and be run over like they ran over Rachel Corrie,
yeah,
or you can stand up and fight. Now, I'm not saying Rachel Corrie wasn't a fighter. She's a hero in my mind.
yeah.
But you know, they want to. They'll just mow you down. They don't care. So we either stand up or we lay down. And I just refuse to do the latter. But let me just say this about what you said. You said they've brought you down. They have not. You are not you are greater than them. you are a rising person. You are a beacon out there, no matter what the fuck they do. We all remember that, and we'll never forget it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying my reach is low. I wish I could do more. You see, Doc, I want to help. What disturbs me the most about not having reach is not that I'm not famous or something. That's not the point at all. Obviously, I have infamy. You know, it's I can't do anything like I used to. I used to take an account, like for example, my friend Defund Israel or Stop Zionist Hate. Nobody knew. I said, guys, follow these accounts. They exploded because everyone could see me. I can't do that anymore. So even when I had you on my Rumble, if I had my account, if I had everything normal, I would have blown you up a lot earlier. You know, not to say you won't do it anyway, but I feel bad that I can't help as much as I wish I could because they took that from me, from my own followers. You know, I can understand if Jonathan Greenblatt says no new followers. Okay, great. What about my own followers? What about my own friends? You know, that's what makes me sick about this reach nonsense. But it's because, you know, after Boom Boom Tel Aviv, they had enough of me. So it is what it is, you know, but I'm glad other people are growing. I'm glad your organization's getting off the ground. You know, I do expect a lot. Have they been trying to attack you financially? Have they been trying to like lawfare you guys or anything like that? Any technique?
No, not yet. Not yet, but we're getting lawyered up. We're going to have a legal team.
Yeah, you need that.
We're going to have a legal team. We're going to have insurance on all of the key players. Anybody in the management team, we're going to have insurance. So look, they're doing nothing so far except spamming us more or less with bullshit. But that's it.
Spamming you like with what? Like email? Like what do you mean by spamming?
Fake signups
Oh
on
yeah,
our
yeah.
site.
Okay, I see. I see.
They put in all these felonious email, these fabricated email addresses, and try to cause us trouble with, clogging up our email, stuff like that. They have armies of these people. It isn't just the elite here. We're talking about the millions of the minions they have also. And some of those minions are Christian Zionists. Some of those people, I think, are the most dangerous of all. They're like the soldiers in their army.
That's right. That's what I said earlier. Believe it or not, without Christian Zionism, there wouldn't be any Jewish supremacy because it's 30 million Christian Zionists. 30 million. That's how many Jews we have in America? 6 million, literally. So it's like 5 times more than the Jews, and that's the freak Christian Zionists. Then they got the regular Christians, like, well, you know, the Jews are the chosen people. They might not even know any better, but these, you know, mega churches, you know, like we got to save Israel. These freaks, huge problem. The Friends of Israel is a big problem. Kufi, Christians United for Israel, is a problem. It's all fucking Shabbos Goy, you know, foot soldiers. They're doing all the dirty work too. They won't be as vicious as, you know, some Jews, but still, it's just as bad because they're brainwashing our people. So yeah, you know, we're the biggest threat is our own people in our own way, and that's the thing. It's a black pill, but it's also a white pill because all we got to do is change their behavior, you know, and get them out of this thing. So
anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing that happened over COVID. You know, the most dangerous people during COVID were all these like sentinels of the state, you know, that went around, you know, trying to discipline you and trying to put you in line and trying to mask you and get you at social distance. You know, that was the foot soldiers. That's what I fear about these Christian Zionists. I do think they could be maybe more dangerous than the Jewish Zionists because they have the weapons and they're going to be less rational with their behavior in their response.
Well, that's what they're banking on for sure. Yeah. And that's why we have to, you know, get them out of that funk, you know, and that's why when I don't attack Christianity, because I know there are Christians who do fight the Schofield Bible. There are Orthodox Christians who reject the Zionist plan completely. There's other Catholics who are against it, but these are a minority, sadly. You know what I mean? A lot of the major churches, you know, they'll look at an Andrew Wilson or a Nick Fuentes and be like, you guys aren't real, or a Sam Parker even. Sam's not, he'll probably get kicked out of his own church, if anything. You know, like this is what the thing, our peoples are very radical, even in the eyes of their own co-religionists. You know what I mean? So I wish it was the opposite, but it's not, sadly. And that's just another part of our struggle, unfortunately. You know?
Yeah, we're the radicals while they're the ones that are murdering children by, you know, on a daily basis. This is just the most unbelievable inversion. That's one of their specialties, of course.
Yep.
inverting morality, inverting everything, inverting the truth, and promoting the inverse of the truth like it's the gospel. It's unbelievable.
Yep. All right. Do you have any? I have other people. You want to stay up here, Doc, or you want to? What do you want to do?
No, I'll drop out. I just saw you're on here, and I hadn't
appreciate it.
seen you in so long that I wanted to drop in and say hello, and keep up the struggle, brother.
Yeah, I
Take
appreciate
care.
it. And give one more website. Give them the website again if you want.
Yes, it's aza-pac.com. That's aza-pac.com. We mean to end the occupation of the United States government by Zionism. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks a lot, Doc. Talk to you soon.
You take care, man.
All right. Awesome. Yep. That's Dr. Michael Reckenwald. Very based man, very intelligent, very prolific author too, and used to teach at a university. So he's no joke serious. I had him on a couple months ago. Sadly, my reach was terrible. Otherwise, I could have done more for him. But yeah. All right. So we got Alex Charles and we have Rabbi Melis Cohen Levy. I don't know if that's a real Jewish person, but we'll find out. Let's go with Alex Charles first, and then we'll go with Rabbi Melis Cohen Levy. Okay. So let's see here. All right, you're up here. I think you're up here. Oh, approve. There we go. This is, I don't know if it worked or not. I've been streaming for 2 hours and 12 minutes. Okay, that's not too bad. Spaces take longer. Look at that. Fly right by. Are you up here or what? What's going on? Okay, let's get the rabbi up then, if it's really a rabbi. Hello. Hello, Oive. I don't know if it's working anymore. Is my space still working?
Hey, Lucas, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, that's a real Jew. How are you, real Jew?
How you doing?
I can tell by your voice. You see that? The Goyim, they know. I'm like one of the most, I'm one of the most, I don't want to say dangerous anti-Semites, but I'm a good opponent. I know. I could detect you from a mile away. So what's going on?
I have a song that I'd like to play for you if it's all right.
Oh, really? What is this song?
Huh?
Go ahead.
This song is called Still Better, and I premiered it 2 days ago.
Still Better. Okay.
Yeah. I'll play it for you. Is it all right? Is it okay?
Sure. Go ahead.
Here we go.
Childhood memories, the tree house, the space behind the stairs, Uncle Jeremy watching me while my parents weren't there. Decades later, I told this to my therapist. When the images came flooding back, and I finally knew I could never be alone, or watch Rugrats without panic attacks. But he was still better, better than a Zionist, still better, better than a Zionist. City College, freshman year, got my first girlfriend, my roommate Larry, his iPhone left on his nightstand. It wasn't until a roommate Maddie found the videos online and monetized. He was jailed for 20 years, but not for us. It was for what they found on his hard drive, but he was still better, better than a Zionist, still better. These days in the world, we've got all different types. They come in different colors, they all have different gripes. Some rape horses and others steal your mail. As bad as they are, at least those sickos go to jail, and so they're still better, better than the Zionists, still better, better than the Zionists. 9 small candles, a dreidel, olive oil cake, compound interest, the tunnel, Sam Altman's blackmail tapes. Amateur villains may steal their neighbor's swing. Only real pros take their organs and their skin. Randy finds Twitter really helped me understand why the Germans voted Hitler in, 'cause he was still better than a Zionist, still better than a Zionist, 'cause he was still better than a Zionist, still better than a Zionist.
All right. Well,
how'd you like it?
I thought at first it was like a Jew making fun of me, and then I realized it was a song making fun of Zionists.
Yeah.
Oh man. There you go. Well, I guess that's all your time. And what did you take? 4 minutes of that? How long did that take?
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to have you listen to it, and I wanted to let you know people are working on stuff to support the cause.
Do you have a question for me though? Because the other person just dropped.
No, I just wanted to say hi. I'm following your work for ages, and I'm a big supporter. So thanks a lot, and I
Did I
hope
inspire
you get your reach back.
Did I inspire you to do Suno music too?
I actually was doing it before you were doing it. I actually have a bunch of songs. I was one of the first people on this app to be doing it, but you and I both do it. And I saw your work. I saw Boom Boom Tel Aviv.
That was
and
crazy.
It was great. It was fantastic stuff.
This kind of stuff, man, it's funny because the human mind can't defend itself from like satire and comedy and bullshit. So that's why like at first I thought you were like literally attacking me, but then I realized, wait a minute. So I had to wait a bit. Yeah, but keep it up, man. Keep making the music because I've done my songs as well, and they go out there. Myron, he keeps playing all my music all the time on his streams. So
yeah. The trick is distribution. It doesn't matter how good a song you make if you don't have someone to put it out there.
Yeah.
Right. And this is why the Jews run music, movies, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's how they beat Edison with the movies, is they had their tight Jewish distribution network, and that's the real power.
Yeah, if DistroKid wasn't Jewish, I'd be a multimillionaire. But because they're Jewish, they cut my song off, and I didn't get one penny. So it is what it is. All right, well, keep up the good work, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, buddy. Take care.
You too.
Okay, so that's it. All right. Well, we've been streaming for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Not bad. I mean, the space, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, 120 people. You saw Dr. Mike Reckenwald come up here tell me he hasn't seen me in months. Can you understand? That's a guy I follow. That's a guy I speak to. Even he doesn't see me. So, man, what a sad thing to see someone like me just go down. But you know what? I am happy that other people are blowing up. I'm glad to see other people get out there. I just consider myself a guy who got his legs blown off in war, and I'm telling everyone, save yourself. Don't worry about me. You got to play like a team, right? So, okay, let me get this space. Let's end the space for now. I think it was good. I think we had a good time. Maybe I'll do it again once a week at least. Maybe I'll just do spaces every fucking day, combination. Because I want to stop streaming on Rumble, but what if I just do both? Maybe this will go somewhere. But thanks for everyone for listening. I'm going to go talk to my chat for a little bit, and then I'm going to sign off for the night. Remember, be safe, everybody, whoever you are. Keep your head up. We're all going through this together. It does suck, but what makes the world better are better people, and we could all be better, including me. And that's why I appreciate any critiques. I appreciate you guys coming up here. And again, remember to keep moving forward no matter what. All right. Take care, everybody.